practical tips, gain valuable insights, and discover strategies for personal growth and transformation. Whether you're seeking to improve your health, build your wealth, enhance relationships, or find lasting happiness, we got you covered. Welcome to today's episode. Testing 1 2.
1 2 testing.
Nice. So now, guys, today I have a very, very special guest. But first and foremost, of course, welcome to the Kisscapades podcast. I do have a very special guest in today's show. I'll just let them introduce themselves. So just tell people your name, what you have going on, and then, of course, I'll definitely lead with the questions. I have so many questions to ask. I just hope you're ready for my questions.
I hope I will be ready, but I'm okay. So, hey, my name is Trevor Victor. Trevor Victor is the name. Some people know me as a singer, songwriter, performing and recording artist. I've been on a couple of singing, contests and singing shows and whatever. But right now, I am adding model and actor to my title because those are the new interests in my life that I'm trying to explore right now, that I'm, getting into. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my name is Trevor Victor, and this is who I am.
There's a lot.
It's a pleasure. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here. So,
and first of all, even when you reached out to me, just to be in the podcast, I was just trying to understand, first of all, is it something that you are watching, or how did you come across the podcast?
I don't know. I've always been watching your. After signing your IG, your podcast will be the first thing that usually just pops up. And I'm a huge fan of podcasts, and I love your conversations. And I think there's one conversation that you were talking about which made me, explore your page and to try to find out. Then after watching more and more of your podcasts, I was like, I think I want to have a conversation right there.
So which video did you see?
Oh my God, which one exactly?
You
have a lot of nice insights and very insightful videos and very nice podcasts, very informative. You have really nice guests, very amazing guests. I love them.
Anyone you like?
And well, I can't pick a favorite, but they're all amazing. They're all amazing. Conversations zote ziko tu sawa.
But I appreciate that. And I'm always saying and telling people, my podcast is all about just those unique individuals or everyday people, as long as, because everybody has a different story to share.
Sure.
But the most important thing, it's always sharing your experience because you can connect with people out there.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people underestimate the power that a microphone or just you putting yourself or your content out there.
Yeah.
But with that being said, let's get to know more about Trevor.
Yeah.
So I think the one thing that was that really stood out every time, maybe I try and dig up some stuff about you, it was more of the music thing. So you want to talk about maybe just how you got
sure,
driven into music, and even if it's something that started from childhood or just something that came up later.
I feel like being an artist, I always knew I could sing, right?
Yeah.
Since from a young age, I always knew I had the voice. But I could watch singing shows, and I always knew I'm the type of person that could sing and get a yes from judges, and I used to love them. Even the Task Project fame since we were young, and I always envisioned myself to be on such shows or just get discovered on a singing competition show because of my voice. And I always got, since I was 9 years old, I was always participating even in school music festivals and drama festivals, and I always got complimented for my talent. But then as I started growing up and advancing through my talent, I realized that I can also actually write songs too. But my voice was getting better and better, So as soon as I completed my high school, I started doing auditions for TV shows, and I got picked, just right from the batch. And I've been on a couple, but the latest one was the Tasker Nexters. Yeah, but the thing is about it, every time, every show that I've been on since the first one that I tried, KTN Talanta Mtaani, I've always ended up as a semi-finalist. Okay, so I was a semi-finalist on Talanta Mtaani, right? Okay, but it was exciting for me because I was just starting. That was in 2019, sorry. 2019, yeah. 2020, I joined the next season now because they were like, ata ukifail, you can always audition for the next season. That's exactly what I did. I auditioned for the next season. Guess what happened? Semi-finalist again. And then, but at least I gained a lot of like experience and like performing and confidence. And, I knew I just knew myself and I found myself in music and my sound and all that. But my voice kept getting better. Lakini nikasema, wacha to the next shows itakuja. Another one came called Project X. It was actually really big, really nice. It was on social media, and then we had to like go. The competition was on social media, but then the selected winners had to go for a boot camp. And now, out of the selected winners, they're going to get now the winner. That was semi-finalist, yeah. So I was selected as a semi-finalist. I went through a boot camp and everything. We stayed in Ole Sereni for a good couple of weeks. Just training and master classes and doing a lot of content creation. But after that, we did a competition now. I became a semi-finalist. Again. But at least now from there, I got a label that signed me and I produced my first song. They were supposed to produce my first album, but something also happened along the way. But, because I was like, and I'm not talking about school because I was still going to school, I graduated and all that, but this is just in line of music.
What did you study in school before we go back to music?
I went to Cooperative University. I did a business course.
Business?
Yeah, I did a business course.
Business admin or something?
Yeah, no, it's marketing. Yeah, but business commerce.
Okay,
marketing.
Okay.
I was there.
Okay, back to the music now.
Yeah. But you see, school was just something that you go through, but I had my own ambitions. So that's why I was always going for auditions despite, school. And I finished school and I just kept doing my thing. This is my plan A. People usually think when I can plan student or plan A, this was my plan A. Like this is, it has to be.
Same story.
Yeah, so following my dreams or my, they had to be like, that they were my number one priority. So that's why I kept pushing myself out there to like just be on these shows. And then now came the Tusker Nexters. It was also very big. Wow, this was now like the breakthrough. As much as I didn't, get to the end, I got to the most important part, which was being selected. They were selected countrywide, yeah? You remember Tusker Project Fame? It was like... it was international.
Yeah.
But now Tusker Nexters was local. They were doing like counties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got selected to represent. I auditioned in LD. So yeah, I was representing the whole Rift Valley. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So now we were coming now to Nairobi for the competition now for county zote.
Now all the big dogs are meeting here now to come and compete for
to come and compete for the now prize, which was a 5-year recording contract with any label of your choice.
Any label of your choice
in the country. Yeah. It was, but I knew my trajectory would have been, Soul Generation and all that. But still, even in the process, we still met them. We still met the artists. Like when we were out we came to Nairobi. We were staying in a resort. So also a boot camp, yeah. But when we were there, we were doing a lot of content creation and we were meeting a lot of artists who were coming to talk to us, master classes, and just a lot of training.
Like which artists? Like which artists?
All of them.
People like I know it's like a lot, but maybe people that
Judge Ian personally was my personal coach and mentor, because we were being paired by a coach, a band, and a celebrity pairing for music collaboration. Yeah. So I was paired with Judge Ian, was my personal coach, my mentor. Wana Vocali was my background voice. The movement band with Motoria, they're very big. They were my band.
Yeah.
And, despite that, we were also like opening acts for, like big names, big celebrities. Now Ben Sol was who I was paired with to open acts for him.
Yeah, because I that's why I'm asking.
So,
like, feel free to share the names because there's somebody still out there.
Sure.
Remember, anytime you drop a name, somebody's like, okay, I've had a similar experience or something, and you'll be shocked.
Yeah. So at least it was a nice experience because I went there and I met all these people who are like the people in the mainstream, like the kings, the people you look up to.
Yeah.
And you're there in one space with them, like
can
different
ask questions
days.
if you want.
Huyu anakuja leo, like this one. Because they worked with a lot of mainstream artists. And some of them we even build a personal connection, a personal friendship with. Some people like Jackie V, Awinjal, she was one of the like brand ambassadors during that time. So she was always around also. So it really like built my confidence when I saw that, people like this can respect you and they can actually tell you that you're a star and like you're going to, like if they see something special in you. Yeah. And Jajian told me that, like we see your crown before you're even king. And I'll never forget those statements so
you have
so
to
like
keep pushing.
When you get like such insights from like such big people, it's, and like the networking, I've already like made myself known to them. Yeah. So even though I didn't, again now after that I didn't make it to the final level. Unfortunately. Which was the breakthrough, because now after that I could have gotten the contract that I've always been chasing from the first day, the music contract and the collaborations and everything. But I'm happy for the finalists.
Who won?
They were very good. They were 3. They all got collaborations. One got with Major, mwingine akapewa Calligraph, mwingine akapewa Nadia Mukami. Yeah, and they
names.
Did,
give me some names.
Zaituni Wamboi, hi. Zaituni, she's a nice Tarab. She's a nice Tarab sound. She's a nice, like, really nice lady. She makes Tarab sounds.
Good with like
she's going to be
like
very,
a vocalist
very big. She's a very nice vocalist. She's perfect. She's extremely, like, she's perfect. You see one of those people where they like wamekushinda and you're like, you deserve it.
Yeah, you're like, okay, so I understand where I need to go and polish up. Yeah.
But she was one of the people who were there that I really respected. She was my personal friend. The other people, Mkaliwao, she's like the next Femi one. Like all the
she's a rapper?
Like everyone, all the new nexus that were being said. The project was to create the new generation of artists. That was the main goal of.
Are they dropping music
and
now?
It's happening. Yeah. So right now, I'm sure they're right now. This is the part where now the contract starts working.
Oh, because they're getting signed.
Yeah, because now they're getting
not
signed.
Just
so
dropping the way you want.
Yeah. But they dropped a single. They dropped a single with the celebrities they were paired with. Yeah. And then now they're in studio making their own sound, and I just can't wait to see their projects.
Nice.
But they're, we still keep in touch. They're still my friends, and I'm happy.
But where does that leave you though? Because I'm just assuming, even though
I had a lot of confidence,
you're wishing
in
these
myself.
people well.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is something that's supposed to change your life, as well.
Yeah. So I went back to my personal life. Because
this is boot camps, 5-star resorts.
Oh my God,
getting nice breakfast in the morning.
Buffet, and these celebrities walking in all the time.
Yeah.
Cameras,
appointments.
And also we are being booked for interviews, like media tours,
photo shoots, all those things.
10 over 10, all those things, radio interviews and all that.
Yeah. And now you have to go back to normal life now.
Yeah, them they continued. Like the finalists.
Yeah.
They continued with I think they just took a break for 1 week and then they came back to the house, to the Tusker house. And now, without us now. And I don't know, I put all my eggs in one basket. I was so my expectations were so big because of all the insights. Unaona yo, like the insight, the way I told you, like I got a lot of respect from these celebrities and
like
the
even
people
if it's
I looked
Judge
up
Ian
to.
is telling you this.
Yeah. So after experiencing a lot of gassing up, a lot of my ego was up there and I was so sure, my expectations were so high. And Eric Onaina mentioned my name when he was talking about the people who haven't who should step forward.
Who didn't qualify or what?
And so when I had Trevor Victor, I was shocked, and everyone else was shocked. But I didn't I didn't make it to the finalists because I wasn't good. Actually, I think it's because I was too good. Because
Wait, you're saying that you didn't make it to the finals because you're
yeah,
too good.
because I was too good. Because I was too good to be real, to be like true, to be like I was it. But anyway, I'm not like saying it like that. I'm saying what I mean is, Eric Wanaina was a judge. He told me I sound exactly like Chimano. And I've said that before. He said that if anyone, actually behind the scenes, like after the show and everything, like now when we're having the after party, he was the judge that put me out of the show. And we had a conversation, we were drinking red
With
label.
who now?
Eric Onaina, who was the judge.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation and he explained to me with due respect and I understood exactly what he meant. Because Alniambia, if anyone, and it's a comment that I've always gotten since I started putting my voice out there, that my voice sounds like Chimano's voice.
It's like a deep voice.
Yeah,
I know
it's like
Chimano
that
has
deep
like
vibrato that, can I like sing something?
Aye. Do your thing. Do your thing.
That before, so you guys can get what I mean.
Give us a little something.
Something
Give us
like
a little something.
And even though we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love that can be pain. And even though we need a little break, I know that you'll come back to me, baby. You know that I'll come back to you, 'cause that's when you start to feel my love. Yeah, so a lot of people think...
Okay. Hold on.
So a lot of people think that my voice sounds like Chimano's voice, and they think that I'm trying to sound like him, but I'm not actually. Like my voice just naturally sounds like that.
And now that you mentioned
but
it,
I do
sound
sing
like him.
his songs on auditions.
I see a little bit of fashion like him as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of like comparison.
So now,
and
however, is it somebody that you also have looked up to?
Yes, so much.
At times we emulate like people without even knowing. If you get so inspired by people that pick up a few things from them.
I do sing Soul Generation songs on all my when I was doing auditions
covers or something.
And covers. Yeah, but but later on, that's when I realized, I think my voice sounds like him. Even like when I was hearing him on the radio, I was like, he sounds, and that's what even pushed me to like want to put my voice out there. And I thought it was a blessing. But now I realize it's a curse because there's someone already there with that voice. So,
but let me ask you also, before you just even go on with that. Yeah. Like even nowadays, even with mainstream music, let's pick something like Gengeton, right? Don't you hear a lot of similarities?
Yeah.
Let's go to trap music. Don't you still hear a lot of similarities? It doesn't mean because you're picking or you've been influenced by someone. It doesn't mean that there's no space for you. Yeah.
So that's what I felt.
There's an M-Pesa shop right down here. There's a next M-Pesa shop next to it. Yeah. And plus, this is Kenya. Come on. It doesn't make... Like, so if you have like two people who sound the same, there's room for everyone. Yeah.
But that's not what I felt now. Now I started feeling bad because Ben Soul is the person on Soul Generation Music who I feel like, at least he views my status out, like he views my projects. And
I don't, not to sound the wrong way, but which one is Ben Soul?
Ben Soul is signed to Soul
the
Generation.
The guy with dreads, right?
Yeah. He's not part of, but he's Soul Generation.
No. Hey, I've just clarified. I know exactly which one it is. I do not want. Because I know the main guys, and then of course I know him.
So
the other one is Nviri. So I know.
I've also been introduced to Nviri, but Ben Soul is the one we've had like a personal friendship. And he's the one who has acknowledged, my talent. Because even on Project X, they'll do like how things work. Before Tusker Nexters, they were working with Soul Generation, with a boot camp. And they actually took us to Soul Generation, like where they record and make music. And that's when I met Ben Soul for the first time. Yeah. And then now Tusker Nexters come. And out of all the celebrities that I could have been paired with, I got paired with Ben Soul. Yeah, so like at least sasa hiyo ikafanya tukajuana sana. Trevor, So now, I started opening acts for him, and so he's the only one that at least he has given me personal insights. I've met him, we've had a conversation, and he also believes in me. He's going to start his own label very soon, by the way. But
so he's leaving.
yeah, Soul Generation, it's been a while. His contract is almost over. Don't know if I'm
okay.
supposed to talk about those things.
No. Like I said, you can talk
But
about anything you want here. So
yeah.
plus, I think he's already like, at times you
he's
can
out there.
outgrow a certain position.
Yeah.
It's only about
he has
time
really
now to-
outgrown Soul Generation, and it's time for him to like bloom on himself.
because he can do his own like personal shows, which I
Yeah.
see they're still packed. People enjoying his music,
Yeah.
and he has a nice catalog. So
Yeah. So
of course.
yeah, he's starting a new label. He's going to sign new artists, fresh artists also. But I just wanted to maintain that friendship and connection.
Because you never know. Hey, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Never
Yeah,
know.
because these are patterns that are, the universe is doing. It's not even us. It's bigger than, But Soul Generation, I'm sure they have seen my songs on auditions because I got posted, like Kina Sauti Soul. I got posted by, like Pulse, Energy Radio and all that. And a lot of people were tagging Soul Generation on the comments.
Yeah, like
and Chimano and all that. So I'm sure they've seen my videos. I'm sure they kind of sort of know who I am. But, I think whether you have potential or not, I don't think the world is ready to reward potential. The world rewards...
We need results.
The results.
We need results.
Yeah.
Have you put out music on your own?
To have results first.
Have you put?
I have one single out.
No.
But which was produced by the label. Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you why.
Because
can you imagine if today I just told you like, by the way, I have just one episode. I'm a really good podcaster, but I have this one episode.
Yeah, but do you know why? Because I was strategic. I just don't want to go to the studio and record music. That's why Tuscan Nexus was everything to me, because I want quality production. I want quality music. Like when I start, like I want quality collaborations. And this was it now. This is it. I was going to produce an EP. I was getting collaborations from real mainstream artists and like airplay from like TV streams, Triple P, whatever, like music pay play, like that was the deal in the contract. So that's what I was chasing.
Oh, like okay,
and that's
the main
what
contract
I've
would handle a
chasing.
lot of the things. Now you don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know that I'm going to like make music, but I want to get in a place.
So
where
you
I
have
can get
one
quality.
single.
But right now, it's because
music,
I know, but I'm taking a break.
Why didn't you tell me he has one song?
Shut up! It's not about the song. It's about me as Trevor.
Wait, why are we doing this interview first of all?
I know, I understand, but you see, I am still going to like be putting music out. My music career is not over. My music ambition is not over.
Actually,
it hasn't even started.
I've actually been shocked because like you can actually sing. Because people say like I'm an artist. I'm a model. They don't put out anything. I'm a content creator. They don't put out anything.
Exactly.
But I always respect people. Because like there's this chick, I don't know her name, like her song popped on TikTok. She does like R&B, but there's a song. You know the song I'm talking about? Kenyan, yeah. But she sings in English. Okay. But there's this one song that trended on TikTok like over a few months even. And people like on mainstream started picking it, and people are doing like 2 parodies and really. I can't remember the song, but I think also TikTok is a very good platform to just engage with.
Can put yourself out there.
Yeah, with young people, because the consumers. Yeah. I know at times, like let's say the big dogs, but you also have to understand you're already dealing with people who've already made it there. Yeah. These are people with egos, money, and
they've seen everybody.
Yeah, we've seen everybody.
So it's like, why you're special?
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, connecting with your audience is not a bad thing as well.
So at least I'm sure, even when I start putting music out, I have an audience and the supporters that have always been with me and voting for me in these singing shows.
Yeah.
And they've always wanted now that for me to grow into like making my own music and like now like having collaboration and putting videos and music out.
Are they asking for music?
Yes. Oh, yes. Very bad. And especially when we were doing a lot of things with One Vocali behind the scenes. So they even like the studio, we wrote a song with One Vocali. Now the song that I was to record it, but now I performed it. Yeah. But I didn't make it to the stage where we were supposed to like now like put it out, finalist now. But even when I was putting those rehearsals videos out, like everyone was like, finally. Everyone is just expecting, they're waiting for that, for me to make that move. But I want, like, everything will happen at the right time, yeah? Because after now losing the opportunity to be able to do that, I decided to I took some time back. I healed. And I decided to explore more.
When you say you healed,
interests.
it's like, did it really take a toll on you, like just not making it to?
Yes, I mean,
Cause even that's why I'm asking, like, where does that leave you if you're coming from this place where you're being whisked from one interview to the other, back to the house, being chauffeured, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Of course,
our family members are being flown in.
Now you see, that's
the ones that are not in Nairobi to just come and.
If I was your cousin, I'd be like, yo, what do you mean we can't be flown out? We can't be flown out anymore. What's going on, yo?
Like this.
So, but where does that? I just want to know mentally where that leaves you before now you re-strategize, because everything has to change, and now you have to.
Yeah, reality hits you again.
Exactly.
And now you're back in real life, and now you later on I start realizing, so maybe it was just for the hype. It was just for the hype and for the promoting the events, but they were not actually for us as artists. Because at least they know who I am. Like, I know I didn't make it, but at least we can still do something. You still know me. Like, we don't need to go to the protocol of the nexters because now I'm out of the show. But at least I put myself out there for them to see me.
Yeah.
And they did, but they know my talent. They know my potential. They know my swag, my style.
'Cause
they love me.
How long ago was this? You said 20.
Yeah, 20.
Is this
I'm talking about Nexters.
Which was the last one that you did?
The Tusker Nexters.
Which was
the most recent one, which was late last year, November.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, 2022, November.
Oh, that's just last year?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, since that's just let's say a few months ago.
Yes, yeah. So that's a few months ago.
So I think there's still potential. You shouldn't think that's the end of it, because there's so much that's to be achieved clearly.
Yeah, sure. But I still want to, show the world that I can actually just do it without even the nexters. Because I waited for, at least some promos, at least some. Just call us for something, even a gig.
Did they make those calls?
There was one motto that we had as Nexters, and the guy is called Marik. He's the one that used to manage Nexters. He's actually one of the guys that discovered Bensol and Viri. And he used to tell us, if you don't ask, you don't get. So even after, when we were in the show, as the Nexters competing, if you don't ask for an interview, you won't get it. If you don't ask...
it's not supposed to be like that. No,
that was the motto. They said,
okay.
If you don't ask, you don't get.
I get
so you have to really push yourself, show them I really want this. Even after I got out of the show, at least I got the chance to perform for Tusker Festival. Then I was already not a finalist. But they were having a Tusker Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it's actually coming up again.
Yeah, and it's coming up again. And I'm sure if I had songs and if I presented them to them, they could have allowed me to perform.
No.
But I don't
Not even that. If you just put out songs, because here's the thing, you have to understand, it gets to a point where now, of course, we used to have radio and TV as gatekeepers. If you're not playing this song, it's not going to hit. But now if your song trends on TikTok, come on.
Sure.
Radio, TV doesn't have a choice. They'd be like, yo, come on, we need to play this song. Media. And before you know it, you're already performing in, even if it's weddings.
Oh, sure.
Okay, let's say it's not corporate nini. You'll be called, let's say not radio, TV. You can be called for corporate events. Small private parties, and you see how these Nigerians are always flying in and out. They see somebody with potential, they don't even waste time. They're not because Kenyans are a bit hesitant. Should I do it or not? And a Nigerian sees an opportunity, they're like, they're flying in there, they're doing their collab, bounced. So you can only imagine if somebody spots something that you've put out there, and they come do that collab, go back to where they're from, and before you know it, your song is being pushed somewhere in the UK. Forget Kenya, because Kenya is good, but can you imagine if your song starts getting pushed somewhere in UK because you just put a you are like a background vocalist on someone's song.
Yeah, just aim for the stars. And,
you
might land on the moon.
Right now, like the potential to what
yeah.
the social media platform can do for you, I think is what people underestimate.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't take it for granted. Social media, yes. Nexters is good. Yes, radios in Kenya are good, and TV.
Yeah.
It's all good. But where is Elsa Majimbo right now?
Sure, you're right.
She's somewhere in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Why? Because she put herself out there. There's somebody who spotted what she's doing from a whole different, across the ocean, different country.
But we're going to just come in because currently I'm under management. As I told you.
Wait, have you been signed? Are you signed?
I'm a signed model right now.
That's okay. That has nothing to do with the music.
It has nothing to do with music.
Yeah.
But it's putting me out there. But then when the music comes...
Better than music?
Modeling is what everyone else, saw me as.
She is a model too, if you've noticed.
I would love...
Are you not a model?
You've
stopped.
I could notice since.
You don't model?
I've been meeting models I work with different models in that agency, and it's very beautiful people.
Okay, so which one do you think serves you best right now?
Yeah,
music or modeling?
Music is the real essence. Is my real essence. It's my gift. It's not something that I chose.
Well, you have to keep
I
doing
didn't
music.
choose my talent. I didn't choose my gift to write songs, to perform, to sing. It's a gift. I was born with it, and it's something that I'm naturally driven. I'll always do it, no matter what. Even I want to do it on a quality level,
No.
So,
somebody else said that.
Now.
Who else came to the podcast and said they want to... Esha, I think, right?
Yeah.
She said she wanted also to
label.
put no.
Because
I'm telling you, you can produce a hit on your song.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
You're right.
But I think, now that's just me thinking, because I've always tried to use the most minimal things I had, and those minimal things always propelled me to the next level.
The first song that I wrote with the Nexters, it was the Jajian had it na akoza. You know what? Wana Vocali needs to be on this song as BGV, and the next day they were there. And they were there to sing the whole song, and it's you when you follow me on social media, Trevor Victor, you'll check it out. But it's I can really write songs. I wish I was able to actually really put my music out there. I can write songs, I can make music. I can make really good music. Why
don't you?
But I'm going to.
No. I understand also there's always this. I'm always also always advocating for people pushing themselves, because I think at times, let's say you've been maybe from school, you go to college or uni, there are systems that are set in place, and at times you think you have to follow all the formalities in order for you to be a very unique individual to be rewarded. But I'll take also an example. Let's go with someone like Calligraph Jones. How much music does he drop?
A lot.
Yeah. Before he was famous, how much music was he putting out?
He was putting out a lot of music.
A lot of music. A lot. And it gets to a point where you're like, you know what? We can't keep ignoring somebody who's pushing so much. That even now, even if you don't play Calligraph songs, he's still good. You can still go and perform a show somewhere. But you have to keep... It doesn't have to be a proper...
I'm 22 years old, right?
I mean, that's old.
And
22 is old. How old are you? There you go.
Okay. It's a millennials club,
but me a whole different generation. So, when you say that, I'm 22-year-olds now, there's so much potential for you guys, because the doors are open worldwide.
Yeah.
For us, Kitambo, it was just Kenya,
with my
Kenya.
identity, as I told you.
Explain. Explain yourself. I want to understand.
Yeah. So of course I can sing and all that. I'm known as a singer. But people would accept me as a model too, and it's an interest that I've always gotten the compliments of looking good and all that. Even just being a package deal as an artist, looks are very important. and like how you dress and how you present
I know some
yourself.
artists who are not very. I will not say the names because
But,
I
yeah.
want to walk around the streets of Nairobi without being punched by people. But there are people who are still doing quite well.
Yeah, but fashion is like really like important to me too. So I would actually fit in the modeling industry. But it's just an interest because I didn't have motivation anymore to like keep going through with this music thing after every time I'm on the door it slaps. It wasn't actually just about the nexters. It was about the whole thing, like since the beginning, like why have
everything
I
that you keep
never
doing is not
gotten like the breakthrough that I'm actually like, so I'm like maybe that's what took a toll on me. Because I was so consistent, like after 6 months I would be on another show, 3 months I would be on another show, but now after next is sad because now this was how it can't get any bigger than this.
It can.
But
What do you mean?
But yeah.
But you see, that's why I'm saying, why do you have limitations? Because I'll tell you like one thing, you'll notice even about me on my page.
Yeah.
You won't see me with any brand deals.
Yeah.
I'm doing perfectly well. You won't see me working in anyone's office. I'm doing perfectly well.
Yeah.
You will not see me, okay, God forbid, you will never see me begging for public financial support.
But you have quality work yourself.
No, but
but
you have to see my Instagram. It's grown to that, but you have to go back to. That's why I've never deleted like any of my posts.
Even Zakitambo.
No, they're there from ratchetness to everything. I need you to see the progress so that when I'm speaking right now and somebody's like trying to undercut me or think that I don't qualify to be in a certain spot, I'll be like, go check my catalog, go check my portfolio. I've already done my work, and moving independently is also something that's very different. I don't know whether you'll notice maybe with artists who are overseas, there are a lot of people who are pushing like just maybe working independently, and then you can get like a distribution deal and all those things. Because in Kenya you can get signed, but it has to make sense.
And actually, those are the kind of things we get talked like in the master classes that we have and the boot camps. It's exactly about these deals and like also being independent and all that. So these are like information that I'm still I have all the information to actually be in the
people have
industry.
To open the door for you. If they close the door on you, you take the door, you rip it open and you keep moving. So don't look at it like, okay, if this company doesn't sign me, I will not qualify to get to a certain level. If these guys don't sign me or put me in a certain position. No. You can do it on YouTube. You can do it on other platforms. And even now, there's a way you can set up like people watch and actually just pay and reward you for what you're doing directly.
You can just do your thing.
Can you imagine if a record label is coming to you when you're already set? Everything is good, your money is good,
everything is really going to come later when already you have established yourself.
You will attract those things with the emotion that you put out.
But that's exactly what I've been trying to chase and all that. But when the modeling deal came, I was like, you never know where God wants to, really, because my mom told me, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Utamchekesha. So so I was like, okay, maybe my plans were, because now Mimi, I know I graduated and all that, but I had never like thought actually going back and like looking for a corporate job and all that. Like it just never crossed my mind. But I don't know, who knows what the future holds. But for now, I just decided, because it's not just a modeling agency, it's a modeling and commercial agency, because they also deal with like commercial,
Which
TV
agency
commercials.
is this?
It's called Aftermath Agency.
Who's Aftermath?
Right.
I've seen that in somewhere.
Yeah, it's called Aftermath. It has done work with like a lot of big models. Yeah. And
Who
done
runs
works.
Aftermath?
His name is Ryder. Yeah,
Is the guy who has a do-rag?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen him online.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen him do like...
Shout out Aftermath, shout out Ryder. That's my new family. That's my new journey that I'm embarking. And I'm exploring. It's a new interest that I
so when they
have.
Sign
I'm still exploring the industry. I'm excited to see where the journey is going to take me, like where that modeling route is going to take me. But so far so good.
Have you done any works with them or anything?
Yeah. Okay, we've done a lot of, because I'm still new. Yeah. So I'm still like getting trained to do a lot of things, but we are doing like really, really nice shoots. And really nice commercial advertisements, but not the big ones. But I'm going to like get ready for the big ones.
Which are these big ones?
But, I'm talking about Nivea. I'm talking about just like any mainstream thing that needs to be advertised on billboards and ads and commercials.
Oh,
because
good.
they work with models and they work through agencies, and
So-
I'm signed to one now.
Okay.
So that's a different route that I'm trying, I'm like, this is very interesting.
Yeah, you never
Yeah.
know, like also
where
the
your
breakthrough might come
destiny-
through modeling, and then you still get to push your
I
music
still
and
get to push
everything.
because I'm just Trevor Victor as a brand in general. I don't want to limit myself that I'm just a singer, because I could be an actor tomorrow, because even as we speak, I have a small role in a very nice upcoming production on Showmax. It's a small role.
That's nice.
But it's my first role on a big production. It's a Showmax production. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, I'm usually there with, again, other big stars. And they treat you the same way. Like,
But I think you seem a bit infatuated, let's say, with stars and celebrities.
I've always been, and it's what has drawn me to them.
Oh, okay.
Like, eventually, because even from a young age, at a Jajian, I told him.
Yeah.
But when I saw him the first time before I even auditioned, I told him, "You're on my vision board," and he really was on my vision board. Tasker Project Fame, Jajian was on my vision board when I was in high school. Like, I used to have something on my desk where I would like, I was subconsciously doing it, but
Yeah.
then later on I came to realize about a secret about attracting things to your life and attracting
Which is
your
what?
dreams and your goals. I even feel like even this modeling thing is, I just attracted
Tell us about these dreams.
I came across a knowledge called The Secret when I was young. When I was in high school, I started reading a book called The Secret, and it was a new knowledge that right now everyone is talking about. Right now, it's like so big. It's called new knowledge. It's called the new the new age. It's called the new age. They call it that right now. But it's something that I came across a long time ago. It talks about the law of attraction and how we are authors and creators of our own destinies and our own lives. Like, I know sometimes you can't be in control of every circumstance.
Yeah.
But in general, like in the real like sense, you can actually create your own path, or like you can
True.
you attract the things that you think about, whether you know it or not. Like the things you're always obsessed with, the things you're always just trying to figure, the things you want, they grow and like they become substance.
Like
in
manifestation,
real life.
kind of.
And manifestation,
Yeah.
Yeah, just slow by slow. So I just understood that knowledge when I was young, and I started being a practitioner, like visualizing, making vision boards, meditation, affirmations. But they just don't work like that. It's deeper. It's not like unakaa tu hivi unasema I'm a star.
Yeah.
I'm a star. No,
You have
it's
to
like
put in that
it's
work.
deeper. There's an action part of it that
So-
you have to like, put
You
yourself
have to
out there.
push as well. So now let's say your parents, are they
Yeah.
supportive of let's just say, like, who's more supportive, mom, dad, both of them?
I only have my mom. I'm a product of single mom product.
Single mom.
Yeah,
It's
obviously.
all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Single moms are hustling out here,
Yes,
putting in the
shout
work.
out to single moms out there, and like, shout out to my mom.
But since we're mentioning that, because I also have to ask, is it like, has your dad ever been in the picture or
Yeah.
no?
It's not his fault.
He's there.
No, my dad isn't there. I lost my dad when I was so young. I don't even have memories of him. I was 6 years old. I just have a few memories. I see him on pictures, just very few, because I have a brother. I have a sibling. we call ourselves twins because we actually just like because I'm a year older than him, but it reached a point where he actually started looking older than me. He started going to the gym and getting a big body, and people think he's the older one, but I'm like, he's my big small brother. But yeah, sometimes we call ourselves twins. So me and him and my mom, since we lost dad, it was actually the 2007 clashes. I was affected by that, and I was 6 years old by then.
Wow.
But so my mom moved to Eldoret after all that. She wanted a fresh start in life, and I've learned a lot from her also, just in terms of the perseverance and like being resilient and all that.
Putting in work.
Putting in work, because now after that she went to LD. She didn't know like anyone like there. It's because of the job that she got. But she just decided to start a fresh start, and like she works in a children's home. So so she also got there with other kids. But it was really nice. Okay, it was moving from Nairobi to Eldoret. At a young age, you don't realize, because that's the age now we start now grow. Like now 7, 8, 9 years old is when I start like realizing things around me and growing. So I feel like I've grown in my NLD my whole life. But I knew like as soon as I finish my school and whatever, I'm going to the campus Nairobi, and I'm going to follow my dreams. And that's exactly what I did. But so my mom has always been so supportive. No, okay. She, even like
maybe she wanted a lawyer or a doctor, and then unakuja na guitars all the time.
My potential was just always since kitambo. They always knew who I'm going. Even my brother told me, my twin bro, aliniambia, you always, where I know like there's nothing that can take you out of music, because they knew me since I was like 9, like participating in music festivals. I'm always singing in the house, nikiwa senior. We're like singing with mic, like remote, pretending the remote is my mic and all that, the visualizing and everything. I have a whole vision. So they always knew like the kind of person I'm going to become. They could always predict that I'm going to follow this music thing, because hata nilikuwa music festivals like all the time, and I used to like fikisha shule until nationals.
So even in school you used to be like
I used to be so, and I was known for that. Even
you like the choir, my nickname, not choir master, what's the name? But the lead in the choir.
I was actually like no, it was music festivals, but I was a soloist. I was a soloist mostly, but even when I did like a group thing, I could be like the soloist in like but I was also known for that. Even like I was saying in an interview recently that my nickname in high school was Celeb. And it got to my head. They used to call me Celeb.
So you're like, okay, me, I'm already one.
And it got to my head, and I just decided that that's the path I'm going to like choose and like follow, because immediately after like just KCSE November, by December nimeenda Standard Group Media KTN to audition for KTN I Can Sing. And I just knew that's the trajectory that I'm going to do, but I didn't know it was going to actually like grow
into something that's actually like even bigger.
Real, you're like, I'm actually like here working with, especially when the next was happening. I was like, oh, now this is manifestation on its real form,
and it's growth, because even like still, of course, at 22, like that's a lot to go through, because a lot of 22-year-olds don't get such opportunities to be
they don't
shaking hands with these people, getting an opportunity just to be in a recording studio.
That it's actually possible.
Even possible to think about
put yourself out there at that age, but it's very, very, very possible. I was the youngest next up.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was. I was among the young. I think we were two that were. But they were. I was.
Because that means then you were like 21.
Yeah, I was 21 by then.
And even the other ones, you were like 20, 19.
There was no one before. Oh yeah. Even
the
like
previous ones. The previous ones,
I was
like 2018,
the previous ones,
of course.
I was always the youngest one.
Yeah, which is also like good progress for your age.
Exactly. So I knew, my next step now will be making music and all that. But now, after losing the opportunity to be able to
you haven't lost anything. Relax.
Just okay. No, when I lost the contract deal.
Yeah.
that's when I decided, let me just sit back and reflect and see what's gonna happen, what to do, because I always trust the universe or God. I always trust God will just provide a way. And I knew something is gonna happen, but I didn't know what. And then one day I got a call from Aftermath Agency, and they recognized me through an article, and like they were just like suggesting, like, if I could be part of them, the modeling. But modeling is also something that my friends have always been telling me to pursue. My personal friends. Yeah, even though they appreciate me as an artist. Because of fashion and like looks and even like, and how I present myself.
I mean, that's...
So I'm like, it's still okay. I'm still going to fit in. I love it. I love the modeling industry so far.
I modeled a bit when I was just, back then. I did some billboards in TZ.
Okay.
SA. Come on. We've done a little bit, but, that's back then.
I'm
that's
excited.
Back then.
Yeah, I just want to see where this journey is going to take me. But the music thing is still on. And this agency actually also does music production, because they also they don't just train models and branding. They also work with they train actors for cinematography.
Was the owner an artist at some point?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe that's why
he's an artist, and he's known. He actually has
definitely that's what
mainstream songs.
Yeah, because I was just looking at him and like, I know this face from somewhere. And it's not modeling.
He wants me to go to the studio and anataka tuanze kufanya muziki.
Then just
but you see, though I'm like, I knew this is the process. It will just happen. Yeah, I'm just trusting the process. So as much as, they're doing my modeling projects, we're also going to get to the studio and we're going to see what we're going to do.
Okay, another question that I would want to ask is like, because like you being like, of course, like an artist, of course, but also like a songwriter, and it's something that you're good at. Most artists like, push like, their own personal stories through music. Yes. They write about like...
Yes. Like your personal circumstance and all
circumstance and everything. Is that something that you actually project like in your music?
Flow. Yeah, it happens like that. Sometimes I would write, when you're writing, I feel like writing songs is spiritual, because sometimes it flows in a way that you don't understand in the end. Like, it's just very spiritual. But sometimes you can write an experience you had before. Ama you write an experience that you're currently going through, but unashtukia ina flow. Like the song now with unwavering, it's called True Lover. I wrote it because I was single and all and whatever. So it goes like...
We'll come to this relationship thing. Don't worry.
At that time, I was single when I was writing the song, but my circumstances changed.
You're not.
Since...
You don't have to say it. I will look at... She's even put her camera down. She's like, even for the tree.
Yeah, but the song was so good. It went like... Because now I didn't even realize, like, I was actually, after now finishing the song, I realized, I was actually talking about my experience, because the song goes like, I have been single for a while, 'cause I've been searching for my right one. Somebody looking for a lover, true lover. Oh, true lover. That's the part when a vocal you're doing, true lover.
Okay.
And I was like, why can't I ever seem to find somebody to satisfy? Whoa, a dedicated lover, true lover. Oh. Now I need you in my life. I got so much love to give you. Could see it in my eyes. Wherever you go, from the left to the right, I'll be your dedicated lover, true lover. Oh, true lover.
That's very nice.
It was a really nice, catchy song.
And you wrote this?
Yeah, I wrote it.
That's really impressive.
One of vocali wakaongeza BGV. Like the background vocals, but I even wrote it.
So now you're signed musically or no?
The music is what I was targeting. But
nobody has signed you? No, me, I can draft up a contract, but my contract is kind of like,
Yeah,
it's a bit,
I told you
I'm a businessman.
The label that produced my first single.
Have they signed you?
They signed me, and then I think...
Have they signed you and given you a check in advance or something?
it wasn't like
I
a
asked
real
you give
contract.
advance checks
I signed.
here,
I did sign things, and
they give you an advance check or no?
nothing. I didn't get anything. I we were just getting like a.
Or you're still figuring out like how it works and stuff.
like how the label works. But at that time, I was so fresh. At this point, I get it. At this point, like with the experience,
but
and
if
the
you
training,
signed, maybe it's a long.
Yeah.
Is it a contract that lasts a month?
Yeah,
months,
a contract
a year,
is like
2, 3, 4, 5 years.
A contract lasts 5. It's supposed to be 5 years because right now
So
the contract
they've signed you for 5 years.
the contract I have with my modeling agency is 5 years.
And for the music?
The music, it was supposed to be 5 years, but I breached the contract. It's over. We cancelled it because
Okay.
yeah, we had like some issues.
Me, if I see where I'm making money, you guys keep playing around. Just keep, we're big labels,
Yeah, but it's funny because the songs that I had written, now when I was writing even that True Lover, I had written to record with them. I ended up performing them at the Tusker Nexters, and now they got big collaborations. I didn't even, when I was writing this song, I didn't know ati itakuwa na wana vocali. I was just writing my song. To record kwa hiyo studio, But then when everything hiyo ikaisha, then Tusker Nexters came and they were looking for artists. Hawakutaka ikuwe kama Tusker Project Fame. Ati munakuja, you come to the house and then like you do a show, and then after you get eliminated, you go back to the live. That's what they told us. They wanted like artists they can actually sign. They wanted to deal with like, they get the finalists and you're given their 5-year recording contract.
So the guys now, the ones who qualified now, they're getting 5
it.
years.
Yeah, they have the 5-year
collaboration. They push the videos for you.
Everything, and they get the biggest collaborations ever,
That's nice.
And I think I could have been working with Soul Generation if I had been through.
You can make that call. once the group breaks up, not now. But they're about to part ways. I heard like after a certain duration, or those were rumors.
That's already happening. They're already going.
It's already they're going. Yeah.
But I'm sure at the end of the day, there's going to be the next generation of artists in the country.
And it's like that. But they've done it for a very long time.
Yeah, they've done it for a really very long time, and they have really built a nice foundation for Kenyan singers to look up to.
Yeah.
So
true.
I at least I appreciate, because those are the people like I knew, like I started. They made me know I could sing. Like when I had Lazizi when I was 9 years old. Like Lazizi wangu we.
That's Chimano's voice there. Now I see where Eric was like, wait. It's like, wait. But you see, that's, I think, which American artist can I pick who like, even most American artists, they always pick influence from someone.
Yeah.
So just because there's a bit of similarity doesn't mean. Because now I'm just guessing if like you put a twist to it with the same vocal.
They are the ones we have. Like, it's not like, at least Sauti Sol wamefanya this, like a young person who's aspiring to be a singer who atakuwa na a picture of Sauti Sol, not like an American Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You have to look up to your own,
True.
So,
but I don't. But it's still okay.
But
it's still okay.
But you don't limit yourself to, because international.
What I'm saying, it's good to look up to, like, of course, our definitely homegrown artists.
Yeah, homegrown artists.
But we also have to understand, like, look at what Nigerians are doing, man. Like, you have to understand, like, now this is the only time we have that opportunity to, like, actually push whatever you have internationally. So I can only imagine at times someone who's like just starting off. You, of course, you've already had that experience with the Next Stars. Did you do Project Fame? Or that's something that you were watching when you were still young?
I watched when I was still young, and now Tusker Nexters was supposed to be Project. It was
kind
like
of
Project
like,
Fame reincarnated.
Exactly.
Because we were still working with the same judges. And
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Now, anyone who's young, and like the same way I've said, you can put like a song on TikTok.
Yeah.
Somebody would watch it. I'm telling you right now, somebody will watch it somewhere in the States, Mexico, Spain. It's just because I can't put all my business out there, but trust me,
out there.
The internet will make you just wonder,
like why
didn't I do this earlier? Because like somebody will see something and they'd be like, okay, how much are those guys giving you? Okay, so I'll give you this much. Assigned to my nini.
You're right.
Now, the next thing, before you know it, now it's like, talk to my people, talk to my people, talk to my people. Before they even get to you. But that's just easily how you can actually reach to a whole other different level without even you struggling so much. So I know Kenya is good, but just when you're putting something on social media, know your aim is. That's why if it's www.whateverit.com, it means World Wide Web. World Wide Web. So don't forget that. You know, anytime you put something, if you put nudes out there, World Wide Web, and then now it goes to it's distributed somewhere.
It's your international.
Just keep that in mind, because anything goes that way. That's why for sales, and even now, even if it's TikTok, you can get paid with your tuninis, with your lions, and all those things, those coins, all those things. Payment systems are there to reward you. So you can actually even be rich without even being signed by anyone. So just understand where you really want to go, and don't underestimate what your fans can actually do for you. If they want music, give them music.
The fans want music. But
give them music. Don't say bad. But also
I'm giving them other parts of myself and like what I can do to, you know, like I have Trevor Victor, as I said, I just don't want to be put in a music box. You know, I can be, you know, also like I also look up to Kina Pascal Tokodi and Nick Mutuma. I also look up to their actors. And actually now I work with Nick Mutuma.
Who's
Pascal
Nick Mutuma?
Come on. Where are you from?
Those are my people. Those are my people before they start. No, those are my people.
Yeah, so, you know, like... I feel like I could be well-rounded in the entertainment industry, but I can also be putting
Pascal actually can really sing. Pascal can sing.
By the way, he can sing, and he has songs out, but he took acting as his main career. So I'm at that point in life where I'm trying to like realize which one is going to like weigh more, because you know I had people say that there's midlife crisis, but there's also quarter life crisis. When you're in your early 20s and you're trying to build a foundation for the rest of your life,
like what you'd actually be.
Of like what is going to be your actual identity. You know, like it's a very crucial stage still. But I still have time to juggle and
there's still time. Now, of course, I'm always talking about, in my podcast, I always touch on health, wealth, love, and happiness. Of course, now I have to ask, you know, the main question would be, which one do you think is the main question?
Health, wealth, love,
fuck health. What do you mean?
No, what do you...
No. Of course, I'm joking. No. No, but of course, like even when you reached out to me, of course, you did mention like
mental health.
Yeah,
a lot, because I was, you know, I was at a point where for 6 months I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't putting myself out there at all. I just wanted to disappear for the world to swallow me. I wanted to deactivate my social media. I wanted to not exist. I just wanted to be in my own bubble, in my own head, you know. But I just took a break actually from social media, and I took a break from Nairobi and from like everything. And
do you feel like there's too much pressure, like let's say amongst your age mates right now to be successful, to be...
It was me putting too much pressure to myself because of the expectations that I've built, you know, for myself and for even the people around me, you know, the identity that I've already, you know, the identity that I've already created.
What's this
identity? And so
there's
this expectation about you. Like even like my relatives.
Are you talking about like your sexuality family, or identity?
Just like identity as an artist. Like the way I just like usually msanii. You
know, you acting like a celebrity in your neighborhood?
I don't act like a celebrity, but
like, well, what's wrong with you?
That's how people are treating you. Like even the way like people introduce, even the way my friends introduce me. It's like hata kwa watu wanijui, like but they wanakwanga like msanii alikuwa Tusker president. Like everyone, like my aunt, my friends, my but like anyone.
Does that build pressure on you now? Because
like
now you're
everyone,
like, okay.
like even like the relatives, like at home, like when you're having a family gathering, everyone knows, like, oh my God, by the way, you're doing so good. You. I'm like, they start like introducing other people like to you as you know as an artist. And even in church or whatever. So it's like an identity that I've had already now in my personal life. Like everyone just knows, like you're a singer.
Yeah.
You sing and like you're supposed to now.
They
like,
have high expectations
yeah,
of
they have
you,
high
know that, yeah?
expectations of now what's your next trajectory. So I have to like keep like getting better and better because they are very supportive.
So how did you deal with this mental health? I'm always talking about like mental health. I bring people here and they're always talking about like the experiences. They go for therapy. Some meditate.
I feel like
have you ever gotten to a point where you had to see...
I've always been a very optimistic person. Very optimistic. Even the little setbacks that I've experienced before, I always know how to control them so that because I knew something about this law of attraction that I talked about, when you start getting into negativity, you create negativity after another, after another, after another. But when something bad happened to me, after like not, achieving what I wanted, I started overthinking it, and I don't know, like just other things in my life also started falling apart. Relationship, Nini, just like, I don't know, just things started going south. When one thing goes south, it's like everything else in Ambiana.
Always,
sasa.
Yeah. always.
Even things Yaziko related. But I just realized that it's because of the kind of mentality that I'm on, that I'm just so negative. Like right now, that's why everything is happening is very negative. So I just decided to just like chill. Actually, nilienda, I went home, not in Nairobi, nilirudi
Yeah.
I did but not to like, because I just did to just like as a getaway,
Reset,
to
relax.
just escape the world, because like it's a really nice place, a very serene environment, and it's a really nice place where you can just like cool your mind and whatever. But when I was there, when you're someone who's like used to driving, I'm very ambitious. I'm used to like being driven to do something. I was very uncomfortable during the first days, because I felt like I'm supposed to be out there doing something, just doing something. What am I doing here? But eventually, Nika realized I just don't want to force things. Let me just relax.
Let me just unwind.
Yeah, let me just relax and wind. When something pops up, it will pop up. And
so, I even want to ask on that. Yeah. Would you say that wasn't depressing? That was just normal stress? What would you call it?
It started as normal stress, but it was almost becoming depression, because I started over drinking and making bad choices. And I was I don't know, like I was just never sober, and I was trying to distract myself from reality, like the reality that I'm back on. And I started overindulging, and like I was having fun, not to having fun. No, I was drinking not to just like have fun. I was doing it to just escape. It got to that point where I didn't even know who I am anymore. I just didn't care. I'm a person who never gets out of the house without combing my hair, without making sure I'm sharp. But during that time when I was like on that mental state, I didn't get that town, Crocs, and I didn't care, because I didn't used to have like self-care the way I'm naturally, like me, myself, my real self. But that's when I knew, like this is not me. Like I was just a very different person. I wasn't cleaning up after myself. I was really depressed. I didn't even want to get out of my house, my room. But didn't want to meet people. That's why I was putting myself out of social media. Yeah, but then...
But you made it through without seeing an expert, right?
I'm a person... these days you don't need to see an expert. We are the internet. Everything is within our reach. Everything is within our reach.
At least we have one person who's coming here and saying, like, oh, you see lazima. No, it's not a must.
But your therapist can be... Actually, like, I had my ways to cope that helped me through. But still, your therapist can be...
What are these ways? Because... No, trust me, like even now, like on my last post on TikTok, we're still having a conversation with people because like we had a guest who was paying like 15 Gs for every therapy session. Yeah. And
like,
she's doing
why
it.
would they tell someone my problems? They have their own.
But then you
I
pay them
understand.
15 Gs. But for her, she said it helped. So like in a month,
it does help. I mean, I'm not underestimating the power of therapy. There is power of
would you
therapy.
pay 15 Gs
I've
to talk to
done it
someone?
before. I mean, my mom advises me to like try therapy sometimes, like especially when I was because
If she advises that, come with 15 Gs to me. I'll do it.
because we
I'll do it.
at the end of the day I'm insured, so my cover will cover all that.
Talk to the insurance people. Hey, let's get paperwork for
I've never
that.
been interested. Yeah, to me, like I would just like watch a lot of TED Talks or like just.
So it made a difference with just watching and hearing other people's stories.
Just hearing other people's experiences and just do a lot of like self soul searching. You know, like you just try to even like find yourself more in terms of even religion and other things. And
Are you a religious person?
I'm a spiritual person.
Okay, not religious.
Not religious. I'm very spiritual. I have my connection with God. I have my personal spiritual connection with the higher power. And it's going great. I mean, I'm blessed. I know my blessings. I count my blessings every day. And those were the kind of things that even actually made me get back. Because I started looking back at the things that I've done also. And, you know, the kind of perception people have of me and like how I started like bringing my self-esteem back up because my confidence was so... But my motivation, I wanted to bring my motivation back to even like be here, like do interviews and, you know, even just be on a podcast like this. I couldn't do it because I was like, you know, what do I have to offer to the world?
I mean, everyone has a story. That's the thing. So I'm always respectful for everyone's personal experience.
Yeah, but after that, I don't know, it just got to a point where Nikanza could feel happier because I think my mom was so much in my life at that time, yeah? So, just a lot of like distracting yourself, a lot of nice weed, and a lot of just putting yourself in a good mental state because I believe in feeling good and just like being in a good mental state. I really believe in that. And just forgetting about just even if like the world is falling apart, you know, it's not a permanent situation.
Yeah, just something that's happening temporary. Don't look at it as like the end of the world.
Yeah. So and exactly when I started feeling good and being on my vibe, that's exactly when I got my first call from a director called Kevin Ogola about the movie on Showmax.
Nice.
So now I came to Nairobi for that, and then I got the agency, and then like. Yeah, Pole, just like everything now started like forming together, but now, you know, differently. But, you know, Pole, like we just keep like I've been so active since I came back now from like whatever the hole that I was into now back it's been like like it's just things are flowing. Yeah. Interviews, now on a podcast, now on you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm back out there, I'm putting myself back out there.
That's good.
I have
and I also have to ask now because, you know, even like when you reached out to me, you know, you mentioned like you're also like a strong LGBTQ advocate.
Yeah, I'm an ally. Advocate? What's the meaning of an advocate? I don't understand why just because...
Hey, hold on. I'm not done yet. Hold on. Yeah. So advocate, it would be somebody who... just speaks on their behalf to other people who do not understand. Okay. And also because now when, of course, as we're doing like the podcast, of course, now I have to ask like probably about your sexuality.
Yeah, I'm very open-minded. But I'm an open book, not open-minded. I'm an open book. I don't hide myself. That's why I'm like, why?
You know that Ugandan interview? Because I don't know how I'm supposed to ask. You know that Ugandan interview? That guy is like, that guy.
Oh, that was violation. Oh my God.
So, of course.
It was worldwide.
I'm just trying to cause...
But I do understand where you're coming from.
But also, you also need to understand, because remember, like when you're talking like on a podcast, there's someone who's finishing like high school or actually even joining high school, then Form 1, then Form 2.
Yeah.
They maybe follow you.
Yeah.
They're like,
It's
okay,
true.
here's how like Trevor
I
is
get
going
a lot
about
of
this.
messages and people who ask me
exactly.
like how
Exactly.
how do you do it? Like how do you get the confidence to do it? Even like my personal friends.
Exactly.
Like being who we are and all that.
So now, okay, maybe I'm asking if you're a strong advocate. That's the wrong way to ask it. Like,
Okay.
do you like, let me ask the layman's language.
No.
Do you like boys or do you like girls when it comes to like love and relationship?
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to even mention when you mentioned the word advocate.
Yeah.
I was like, why is it when someone is openly queer, they have to be an advocate? It's just naturally assume they're an advocate.
No, I'm saying that because I don't know how I'm supposed to ask. So that's why
an advocate
I have
is someone who like promotes the rights of the LGBTQ.
Oh,
whatever.
so you're not an advocate.
Yeah. So I can be a queer person myself. Okay. And
what does queer mean?
Queer means.
I don't even know what it means anymore. So
Queer
now
is a
you have to give me definition of the
It's a general term for just like folks in the LGBTQ community, but not all of us usually just want to be put in that LGBTQ group. Just because I was born like this doesn't mean I have to conform to a certain group of minorities. I know like I like whatever.
So,
I know
so
it's who I am.
So are you?
But I don't think that I wanna. Okay, I mean...
So is queer and gay the same thing?
Yeah, queer is gay, lesbian, pansexual, bisexual, all of those.
So you like everything? You like both boys and girls?
I like who I like. I like who I like regardless of gender.
Okay.
I mean, I love who I love. I like who I like. And I mean, I understand how far the LGBTQ has come.
Yeah.
And I'm as I said, like I'm an ally, right? But I've always, since a young age, I always believed that I should belong to that group, right? But now that I'm grown,
how?
Now that because I always knew my
young.
sexuality. Sexuality is something and then you grow up and people tell you now you belong in this group called LGBTQ, and I'm like, no.
I've had someone in the podcast, and for her, she was just like, me from a young age. Yeah. I just knew I like girls.
Yeah, me too. I knew.
It's
a natural thing.
And that's just some. But I was trying.
For most of us,
I was trying to ask her, like, okay, so how is that even possible? Because I would want to just understand as an outsider. I would want to know, like, at a young age,
like
how
you're very innocent. It's just your real essence, your natural essence. Like let me just talk about my experience being before I even realized.
That would be helpful. That would be helpful.
Let me just start from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
So I was very innocently very effeminate when I was young. When I was in school, like primary, I was very effeminate. I was getting bullied a lot for it, and I didn't understand why.
You were very
effeminate. Like I had like feminine. Like I didn't like football. I just wanted to play kati with the girls. I wanted to play. I liked. Yeah, but I didn't. I wasn't comfortable like doing the very boyish stuff. Like the footballs, rugby, sports. I was not sporty. I up to date. I've never been. And my brother is the opposite version of me. He's like my twin brother.
Yeah.
Because he is very sporty and very. But me, I was different. And that's how you're like we are born with different hormones. There's a difference in hormonal, balances in your body, and they just affect you as who you are. So from a young age, I was just very, very, sort of like different. I was different. I was unique. And sometimes I got bullied for that a lot. Like my whole life in school, like growing up, I got bullied for being too feminine. And that messed up with my self-confidence when I was young. But later, I used that to even want now to like... The reason I'm actually doing what I'm doing right now is because I wanted to like prove people wrong and like show people that I'm the one you're going to be seeing, and like I know you guys are looking down on me because... So I didn't know. I just knew that I was very, and it was just natural for me. And my you know, I used to try, but especially when you grow up, you try to not like fit in with the boys and like try to walk a certain way and talk a certain way. So kaka brother kakanza kuningia, but I was just like naturally, you know, I was naturally who I am.
Yeah.
And as far as attraction is concerned, I didn't even know what the word gay meant, but I knew I liked boys. Naturally, like you just know, like you know, like when a cute guy comes in and like, oh, he's so cute, but you know the girls,
Eva,
girls
is that
are pretty.
how you think as well? When you see when
Like,
you see
you
like
just
not a
naturally
girl,
have-
I'm just saying because now you can like, let's say a guy walks in and he's handsome, the way he's saying it, that's be like, hey,
Yeah, like I would like recognize like attraction, like beauty in boys, or like I would just have a crush. You know when you have a crush on someone and like a crush is something that you can't even control. It's just like, and it's not everyone. You just can't have a crush on like, or like just because I have a crush on boys doesn't mean I have a crush on every single
now.
boy.
Yeah.
Just because you're straight doesn't mean you have like it's just like the specific. You know, it was just like I always knew I liked boys. Like girls who are pretty, yes, they were pretty. You know, but you know, just
have you been with a
cool.
girl before?
You see, it was not
No,
easy.
you
I
said
had
you're
a
an open
double.
book. I can ask you,
am,
right?
Please, thank you.
Right?
But so we are getting there, right? I was getting to my where sasa nilikuwa na I'm acting. I got now I was trying to like
be like a guy now.
Like, you know, the sporty, like trying to like be, you know, try to do what the boys are doing and talk how they're talking, you know, use the sheng. Then I just started like growing into it, like when I was in high school, especially when I was in high school, because in my whole primary I was very extra. But now in high school, I started taming it. I started like becoming more, you know, started adapting some things because I was sick of the bullying. You know.
Were you in a boys' school or mixed?
I was in both. I was in mixed at some point, and then I started,
transfer.
Yeah, at some point I went to Kabarak was mixed, but at some point I went to a boys' school.
Must have been fun for you there.
Come on. Are you serious? I mean, yes. But it was a really good school. But you know, it happened again, the bullying. It has started. But
remember you're still telling me where you now decided. Okay.
Then I just decided to hang out with the boys. I just like started changing my behaviors and stuff, and having a girlfriend. And because the only thing boys talk about in school is girls. And here I am with the boy that I have a crush on. We're talking about a girl. So that was life. So it was sort of like a double life for me because I had to like pretend when I'm with my friend. I have a lot of straight friends, and at that time I knew deep down who I was. But I knew deep down who I was because I've always known since I was young. Yeah. But now when I'm growing up into a teenager and I realize, oh shit, now that's when I started changing because I'm like, oh, so maybe I'm like this, I'm gay, but I'm not supposed to be gay. So I started like trying to change it to become masculine, to become like have a girlfriend, talk like the other boys. But you know, you can pretend.
But you can pretend right?
who you can. It wasn't like a serious, like teenager relationships. Do you
have sex with
teenage relationships?
Of course, as a teenager. I mean, I'm just saying,
I mean, of course, I tried. I wanted to try.
Because guys are talking about, they're talking about girls.
Yeah, of course.
So, of course, now even you're like,
they even talk about
try.
sexual encounters and all that.
Exactly.
So I knew I wanted to try that. I wanted to, like, see, like, what's it gonna I know deep down like my real feelings and like where my real attraction is. But
wait, you have to nini. Did you try?
Yeah.
You're giving me too much suspense, but I'm just like my head is going to explode.
Yes, I did have a girlfriend. Not even just a girlfriend. I had a main chick, but I also had like sexual encounters with girls.
Also, you were still like, just doing your thing as a guy.
I was forcing it. I was like, just like trying to be what the other boys is doing, or like trying to have a story to talk about with the other boys.
Of course, yeah.
And but I still knew that was not my natural essence.
So that wasn't your thing.
After high school, I think I don't know how, but when I started putting myself out there, when I started putting myself out there and living my life now, and I told you about the law of attraction, about like how, brings just like, I started living a life that's mine. I started having queer friends in my life and like whatever. And just like my social circle was just queer people and like very nice. It was like I felt where I belong.
At home. I'm like, I'm comfortable here.
Yeah. So I just dropped it with the pretending and everything, and just I became who I am.
So did you break up with the chick, or you just move on with your life?
That's what I'm going for. That's
okay.
So the friends, the straight friends that I used to have, the friends that I thought I was straight that I used to have, and the girlfriends and whatever. They start. I remember rumors back in those days. The rumors they were talking about Trevor, and they was like, Trevor changed. He changed. He's now he's not straight anymore. But they don't understand that I was in the closet.
Oh,
I was trying to pretend, that having the girlfriend and all that living a double life. I was actually in the closet. But later on, when I just started living my life and a new world, became open for me, and it was like exactly my world. Yeah, I just became myself, and I just didn't care. And I was happier, so much happier, because I used to be a depressed kid because of all those depressions, all those bullying, and all those, being looked down on, whatever, because, you can't play football, or because you ran like this, because you talked. I don't know how many times, if I had a coin for how many times I've been asked that question.
It
was like just how my body expressing itself. It's so natural, So this is the kind of things that I used to do. But I was just innocently.
It's so funny.
It's just like my natural core essence. It's who I am. But even when I was even from a young age, when you watch a movie, like the people you have a crush on, and you have a crush on the hot guys, not the hot girls. And it was just
also
natural.
It's the guys that you're looking at. Okay, this guy is actually handsome.
Yeah. And especially when puberty is starting to hit, that's when it gets really real, and you realize, oh shit.
Explain. This is a podcast. People need to know what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Eva, do you know what he's talking about? You see? we need to know. We need to know what exactly you're talking about.
I mean, I'm talking about when you start having like very strong sexual feelings. Yeah. And when you start hitting puberty and teenager, that's the horny level. That's the horny age.
Oh wait, are you talking about like getting like an erection when you see an attractive guy?
Yeah, I'm talking about things like that, like getting an erection and like the kind of fantasies.
So you see a chick, you're just
or maybe like the fantasies you have, just the kind of sexual fantasies you have.
Explain. There's more. You have that memory card. There's another memory card. We need another memory
card. You get it. What I'm saying. Like just like the sexual attraction grows very strong when you're puberty, and I knew instantly that I am not, and so you usually just know from a young age, but puberty did not like a real confirmation.
Because you understand, you're like, okay, this is just
got to a point where I couldn't even sit next to a good-looking guy. Like,
you're like, let me just even keep myself.
Like kablani chome, because
let me just
you just avoid you just like even in public spaces and whatever. Even when I was in high school, I just always knew, but I was closeted. Yeah, and it was so strong. But when and they're telling you're not supposed to be like that, but you can't. You are like that. You're naturally like that. You're born like that. So I'm like, who? God made me like this.
But also now I'm just trying to also understand, because even for you, the way you're saying, like you have people who are expecting you to be this way and everything. So, like, let's say uncles and relatives, is it something that it took a toll on them? And also, like, now, of course, your parent is supportive and everything.
Yeah.
Was your mom like, okay, may I just know, like, my son was Nini?
Yeah,
moms are always supportive,
know.
of course.
Yeah,
but I think they kind of always can.
No, moms, they always know their children. And you could tell the difference between me and my brother from a young age. We were growing up as twins, right? Everything the same parenting, the same schools, probably the same influences.
So you can't say at it's because you are this because of single mom.
Yeah, and that's what I usually tell people. They think that most of us came from single families, and like my brother is the most masculine person you can ever meet. Like in fact, he's like extremely masculine. Yeah, and he's always been. He's very sporty. He's very straight. But he's my brother, and we had the same beginnings, the same.
So you grew up with the same environment, same parent, of course.
But since even when we were young, I was always very different. I was just always very different, and my mom always knew. Like I was different. So did
you ever have that conversation with her? Of course,
she always tried having that conversation. Like
she tried.
Yeah, she's the one who always tried to bring it up.
How was she asking you?
My mom, no. Even when I was in high school, before I came to the world, before I even like now because I want to finish high school and like go to Nairobi and like just live my She when like a parent is advising you about like life out there and whatever.
Be careful.
Yeah. So she was like trying to understand. She knew that I'm different. But she wanted to know if I'm going to explore that lifestyle, because being queer is one thing, living the lifestyle is another. Because that's how Muslims, because queerness doesn't choose at you. It's like you're just born like that, regardless of your religion, regardless of your background, regardless of whatever. So it's up to you and your own personal.
So for you, for a fact, you can't say you're bisexual because you've tried chicks and guys. You're like, me, I'm not bi. You can't say you're bi.
I mean,
you've said I like who I like.
Yeah,
that's
pansexual. That's pan.
Oh, that's pan.
Pan is like I like who I like, regardless of gender.
So what's that?
What's
bi and what's pan?
I actually think. Now that I'm growing...
Because you understand from my podcast, you're the only one who can teach me this. Otherwise, everything I'm seeing like online, I'd just be like, you know what?
Okay.
I don't understand what this term would mean or misuse it when I'm talking about it.
Okay, so we're just used to the general LGB, right? Lesbian, gay, bisexual. But, and of course, my main attraction, I always knew like I'm into boys, right? But it doesn't mean that I know like naturally I'm into boys, and I that's just like real, which means like I'm gay, right?
Yeah.
But I've been in like queer relationships, right? And these are the relationships that I count as real relationships. The ones that I was with girls before, when I was in the closet, I don't think they were real relationships.
Were they sexual?
Yeah. But of course, teenage relationships.
You're just killer.
No, I wasn't even able to do it.
Which is still okay.
It's a mental thing, because
but I'm just trying to
when
understand.
You're a queer person trying to like have normal sex.
Okay, let me ask. And this is just coming from someone who doesn't understand, right? When you're having sex with a girl, right?
Yeah.
It means you still... you still get an erection, of course, to have sex with a girl, right?
Why? No, because there's no attraction. You have to.
Wait.
Attraction to get.
Okay. Hold on. So how does it happen then with a girl?
Yeah. See, that's what I was getting to. It's a mental.
You keep saying that, and then you just keep
No, it's like you think. I can mess with my mind. Like I can be with her, right? And we are
okay.
and maybe like we are on that vibe and whatever. But like I have very good deep connections with
but
girls.
You still have
with girls,
like,
but they're not sexual. Like it's not as, like, I can get hard. Maybe. No, I can't. No, when I
No, it's okay. Okay.
it's complicated. Yes, I can get hard, but not.
It must
but
be nice
not-
because you
but
can
it-
wake
but-
up and
but
just,
no, listen.
smash whatever
Let
you
me-
like.
let me
You're like
finish.
Leo by then, a smash, madam.
No,
Leo, a smash, machari.
this just say my evolve.
Okay,
You're really misunderstanding this. Like,
But that's why I'm saying it's
Sure.
really important for you at least to...
nimesema, like, you have to be true to yourself. You have to know, like, yes, I'm attracted to boys, right?
Yeah.
When I sleep with her, there's nothing about, or like just like ladies, there's nothing about with the lady that could turn me on, right? But I could do things with my head that will make me erect. I could have like a memory of a certain experience that I've had.
Oh, wait.
Or with or like of a certain fantasy that I have.
And then you still get
or,
to do the...
or I could even like find time. I remember in high school I used
Uh-huh.
or you could like find time and like go and watch some little bit of the the type of porn that you're into. Yeah, so like it gets you up and like whatever. and then like you like you're ready. So that the dick dick is for her.
We need memory by the way. We need more memory.
Oh shit.
No, we have 6 minutes. So the other big memory card. Yeah, sorry. So you're saying so you create this fantasy in your head.
Yeah.
So that way you still get erect and you can still
and then you can
smash the chick.
Yeah. And it's for her, but you see, with doing that,
But-
you're not true to yourself, because
No,
I can tell you
but
for
you're
sure
still enjoying
there
it, right?
are a lot of gay men who are married to women, but they still have relationships.
No, forget about
out
them.
there.
Forget about them. We're talking about Trevor, because at least Trevor is openly explaining. Because okay, if we talk about those people who are married and they're closeted, they clearly they're not comfortable in coming out and talking about these discussions.
Yeah, but this is exactly what they do.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh, okay. So you're
That's what
trying
I'm
to say like
saying.
they would create.
Yeah, that's how they
fantasy.
even end up having. It's not like we can't have children through just like normal, because like sexual is just about ejaculation.
Yeah.
So
You want kids in future?
definitely.
Okay. How many?
I want to have, even one would be enough, or like 2, or not a lot, because I'm not looking to have I don't know what the future holds, but I just know I'm going to be a dad, and I'm going to have a kid when the time comes, whether it's going to be like a co-parenting thing,
so it's something that you've actually, because I think
it's actually that I've been thinking. It's something that's
I think it's just
very
interesting. You
possible.
have to understand why it's interesting, because this is something that's
Yeah.
a whole different, because now you have to deal with the music.
Yeah.
These guys who keep showing you at the semi-finalist there, and they're not.
Imagine.
You have to deal with the modeling, the acting thing.
Acting now.
Of course, and also now when it comes to like also sexuality, there
it's a
is,
different
because even from
world.
how you're explaining yours, it's
Natural.
the way you said the pansexual thing, or the way you can say like I like who I like. I think that's also very interesting, because now even in your head you're like, okay, I can still be with a chick right now, infuse and mix it with a fantasy of something else, and still have a good time, and you're still being yourself. You're still
as I
happy.
said, as I said, like, now that I'm growing, I realize that just because I know I'm really into boys doesn't mean I could only just be with boys, because I can actually just have a connection, because it's not, sometimes it's just not about, relationships are not just about sex.
So even when we are talking, we can still talk about girls, because you can still relate, because I can tell you like, this is the chick, and
I have
so
a
that's
lot
what I'm
of
saying.
straight friends, man.
That's what I'm saying.
And they know they know me, they know who I am, they love me the way I am, they respect me even more, and
Let me see how much memory we have here. Okay, we still have time there.
Yeah. So I have a lot of straight friends, and they know me, they respect me even more. And,
I think that's very noble, so that...
And we talk about normal things, just
41. Yeah, I
yeah,
think...
si lazima kukue atina like a whole, actually I only have like a queer circle just because I'm queer. Like no, you can just like have a normal balanced life. I have queer friends, I have straight friends, I have girls, boys, friends, as much as I know my natural essence and like whatever, like I'm very, 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 very gay.
So
I know that it does not prevent
the way you're
me.
saying it, I'm
Yeah,
very, very,
it's very, very, very.
I think you are, yes, I think you are gay, but it's just interesting because you
Yeah.
still have a way you can still have fun with girls. I find that very interesting.
It's just like a connection thing. Just you
Who-
know
wait,
yourself.
wait,
you know,
wait,
you know
wait.
yourself. As long as
When you're being intimate with, let's say, let me use the word intimacy, because
Yeah.
now that's a little bit more
Yeah,
fused with
intimacy.
emotions, right?
Yeah, it's not just sex.
Between girls and boys, which one do you enjoy more?
Intimacy. But of
And
course,
hold
that
that
will
thought.
have
Wait,
to be- I
wait,
don't
before
even
you
have to
answer.
think about that.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Let's just switch the memory card.
Oh, okay.
Hold that thought. The floor is yours now.
Yeah, yeah. We could.
So we're just talking about like intimacy between women.
Yeah.
You accord to from your experience, from women and guys.
Yeah.
Which one is a better experience for you?
I feel like you should just
Keeping in mind that women have boobs now.
even if they come on, like you have to be true to yourself. You have to know your real like your real essence. Like I mean, I understand that, you know, I love the woman figure and like but to me, I don't love it like I'm attracted to it sexually. I love it because, you know, I love it. It's good for, you know, it looks good. It's just like it looks good. They look good, you know, like the female structure, the boobs and
For
whatever.
sure.
Yeah, I love it. And of course, like we love ladies. I appreciate beauty in women. I really do appreciate beauty in women so much. But it doesn't mean I'm sexually attracted to women. Yeah, but my sexual attraction is I'm only attracted to, like, you know, like guys. And sometimes, you know, it's not the most good-looking guys.
So
Sometimes it is.
So what's your
sometimes
type?
it's a personality thing. You know, it's just like the way you can
can't just
love
like
someone.
everything. I
No,
know
I
this
don't like
pansexual thing. You're taking it too far now.
No, I have a type. Yeah.
So what's your type?
But
though?
sometimes you just don't always. Sometimes.
Even me at times, like I'd say, like, okay, there's
Yeah,
specific. Sometimes
you
I
can
like
have-
petite, but
yeah,
at times when
sometimes
I'm
like-
hungry, I do like a big meal as well at times. So
I understand, you see, but sometimes you can find the person you connect with most is not
not all the like
is
physical
doesn't have-
type that you
the
wanted.
physical type that you actually want. Yeah, but
So what's your physical type and what's your
again? If
this
I had
other,
a coin,
like, you
if I had
know-
a coin for how many times I've been asked that question.
I mean,
on interviews.
somebody's watching, first of all, and you also have to understand, somebody might reach out to you. I
Yeah.
don't know whether you're single or not. Somebody might just start sliding in the DM and, you know, ask
Hey.
questions, ask you out. That's why the podcast, I think, is so
my
important. It
God.
connects to people in
I-
different ways.
You know, I am. I feel like my type changed when I grew.
From what to what?
I used to just be like into like really good looking, just like good looking, you know, cute boys, like when I was growing up and all that. Yeah, and it was just a natural thing.
Cute, handsome,
yeah,
cute.
like,
Because
just, like,
you
handsome,
see, like
pretty.
this. And I'll give you categories. I won't say any Kenyan name so that people
Yeah.
don't start up at it like, Sasa Trevor Maze, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, you see, when you say cute is like this Korean band. What are they called?
BTS.
BTS. Now those are cute boys.
Oh,
right?
Of course, I used to, like, when I was young, I used to have a crush on Justin Bieber. It was natural, like the BTS, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So it grew from that.
Yeah. It grew from that. Like right now, yeah, it's very different. Like I have dated very good-looking people. I have very good-looking exes and all that. Like, you know, people you're proud to show, like, and whatever. But of late, like I've just been like really. You know, of course, like I'm still attracted to, you know, like you're still attracted to boys, you know, like whatever. When sometimes you just could like see someone even on the streets and like, oh, so good looking, like or someone's screen or on TV or whatever, and you appreciate their beauty and like, you know, you feel something. But relationship-wise, I'm not dating my type. I don't date my type. That's what I'm talking about, because I learned from that. When you date your type, you don't date them for the who they are. You date them for how they look.
Yeah.
When you're dating
so
that type.
mentally they're not in the same place
so
with
mentally,
you.
So mentally, like, you know, they're not in the same place with me. And but I realized, you know, sometimes, you know, relationship, you don't need to date person just because they're your type. You know, just date a person who you are actually connected to and who you actually have a real, you know, like something that can actually grow into something.
And now, like, let's just say, you see, these are things that, of course...
So not physical traits, just like, not, so right now my type is like very, more like natural, like traits, like from inside, like personality, goals, ambitions, what you're willing to bring to the table, what am I going to benefit from this relationship? What are you going to benefit from this relationship? Like, how is this, is this going to be meaningful?
It's good that you've brought that up. Now I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Now, for qualities, what qualities does Trevor have, like, at least, let's say, like, top 6 for a guy to qualify to date you? Like, let's say top 6 qualities for a guy to have.
Yeah.
And then these ones, I know if they have these 6,
yeah,
you're definitely open to dating them.
Oh my God. Okay. Number one, I'm supportive. I'm always just into like supportive relationships, because I've been in a relationship with a person that was the first person to put me down, you know.
Put you down?
Yeah, the first person. I have actually been in a relationship with a person who, just like a long time ago, like, you know, like one of those.
Someone who heartbroke you, or? What do you mean by put down?
Like someone who doesn't see you as you are. You know, like when he's around. Okay, like when people tell me, like when we're around like people, yeah, and people are like, oh my God, when I did Trevor, it's like Trevor too. Like, cause it's just it's just like, and also like that's what he tells you. Like, I had an ex who told me, you know, like you have this thing in your head and you think you're going to be something, but you know you're just a wannabe, and like he was just that's what I call putting down.
Okay, yeah.
He was like
constantly putting like negative,
negative shit, like, you know,
not championing you.
But
in what you're doing.
Things like those are what drive me to like even like do greater things, because I want to prove them wrong, and I work with proving people wrong. I work with criticisms more than motivation. Like the person that will tell me like a bad thing, that's the one that I'm going to like focus on and make sure that I prove them wrong.
So supportive, number one. Don't forget the main question, right?
Yeah,
supportive. Number two.
Right now I have a very supportive one, but yeah, supportive.
Also, you are in a relationship right now.
Sort of, like potentially.
Okay.
Yeah, but supportive, and supportive in all rounds. Not supportive is a general word. It's just like meant emotionally, and you know, someone who can also be able to support financially when I'm not able to. Yeah. Because
they can come in and chip in,
and I also can do that when I'm able. See what that we can't do anything. I'm like sometimes sometimes
I want to struggle.
Yeah, but
see forever. Kidogo, just kidogo. Just struggle kidogo, but somebody you can of course definitely.
Yeah, like just someone who can just like help, like just lift me up, or just like give you a boost in life, give you goals. Like I'm very serious about, you know, supportive goals. Must have like serious goals, personal goals, and also goals for the relationship. You know, like where do we see ourselves? Like
goal-oriented
2 years from now. Yeah, goal-oriented. Yeah, exactly. And just like someone who's also serious with his whatever they're doing in their own lives, and they're taking it seriously. They're doing it. They're stable. They're okay. Yeah. So number one. Supportive. Number two, did I say what is like ambitious, goal oriented? Is stable
3.
The same as
we can say we can say just financially stable. That's a whole trait on itself. Somebody who's they know how to budget, they know how
Yeah.
if you need them to chip in for something,
Yeah.
they can have that going on as well.
Yeah.
So
Or like just like even give you just natural, just inside. Oh yeah, just
they can surprise you with presents,
yeah.
many.
Yeah, just things, vacations and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love being spoiled. I'm a sugar baby.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
those we were looking for 6, right?
6. we at 3.
Okay, have a good sense of fashion so I can
Someone who's
wear your
fashionable.
clothes sometimes, because sometimes I could be like I want someone who like sometimes when maybe I'm in a place and I need to go somewhere after that, like we can share clothes, and I just don't wear any clothes. Umevaa hapo sijui ile ni ya material imeshonwa huko. No, we're not going to do that. So like just someone we're going to have like a similar
someone
like,
fashionable,
sense of fashion, like just a sharp fashionable person, like sharp, smart, intelligent, hygienic. Other things I don't judge. Other things, because I've met people, good people who indulge, bad people who don't indulge. So things like that I don't think are like ati traits. Mtu anasema ati sitaki mtu anakunywa pombe na.
Yeah.
Ama mtu peke yake mwenye ati siwezi date mtu akunywe, so things like that. That's just like a personal.
Being too restrictive.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
what somebody has to offer. Could be drinking in there.
Yeah, if they're coming with
person.
their own, whatever they have, but as long as you're just a good person in real life and you're willing to like, put effort in this relationship and whatever.
Okay, now also like I had written like a few other questions in regards to that.
Sure.
Just in regards to, let's say, inclusivity and diversity. These are also like very important topics, like maybe, let's say, in the music industry.
Yeah.
Is that something that, would you think has affected or supported like your journey as well? Because maybe you as an artist as well, there's somebody that you'd want to do a collab with.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, Trevor is a good artist, but
but
is that something that you've like even sensed a bit or felt? Because, if it's in a bigger scale.
I've always never wanted to make my brand about my sexuality. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, bisexuality.
But it's gonna be there. Do you think it reflects externally?
I mean, it does, because the kind of questions, the comparison I get with Chimano, number one, the kind of questions, I was in an interview recently, and they were asking me, smash or pass, and this interviewer had the audacity, because we had it even like talked about sexuality and everything, but they just brought it up, and they were like, smash or pass, Chimano, Ian Nene, Branchira, and I'm like, okay, why Bona Joseph Vera Sidika?
Actually, let's try our smash or pass here. Should we try?
No, it was smash, marry, kill. It was
now that one is dangerous. Now that one just create enemies there. Should we ask?
It was smash, marry, kill.
That will be restricted to going anyways. Like wewe hatutaki hizo interview zako tume
Oh my God!
So they didn't even include like But you see, that's why I was asking you like
why is there just like a natural perception that about this my sexuality and everything, and why does it even matter? But I still understand that even when I break as an artist, when I become maybe when I enter mainstream, I know, and I want to have a certain audience. I want to make music for a certain, I want to make music for everyone.
Yeah.
But I also want to have my own people. I want to celebrate my own culture, my own people, my own, I'll have my own themes and whatever during my concerts and all that. So my shows. So I feel like it's still, it's still important to like go through it and.
Do you think
and have an identity? But I feel like
is
this
something
country
that has affected them, or you think it's supportive? Do you feel restricted because of that?
I feel like behind the scenes, I get a lot of love. Like behind the scenes, like with other artists and with other big people and with other like just it's an advantage because people just I don't know, people just love you naturally. I don't know, but also people feel like they should, like, if they don't like they show support to show you like, oh my, we are all inclusive and like all that, like don't feel judged, be comfortable. So like I get a lot of love and all that. I get a lot of love behind the scenes for sure, like from a lot of like the especially big people that I've met and whatever. I get a lot of love. I get treated
but
differently,
behind the
and
scenes,
it's support behind the scenes. Yeah.
So mainstream, like outside Nini, are you getting? Do they show the same or a bit?
Also, I don't know why. For some reason, I
Yeah.
felt like also my sexuality is. I don't know. It has never been confirmed, but it's just something like a whisper at the back of my head. Like, what if this is the reason that you didn't get picked? Like your performance was good, but what if Eric Wanena or like the judges saw that maybe Kenya is not ready for this kind of
Have we ever
artist?
had anyone like win a competition who's actually like just full queer?
Oh my God! Oh, I have a lot. There's a lot.
Like in the biggest like in these big platforms, have we ever had anyone who actually like won
like a contestant?
a contestant?
Like a queer. Oh my God! I personally I know the American shows. It's always a queer person that ends up like as a second runners up or something.
Those ones for formalities or something.
Or like an inclusion, and like they always have to have like a queer person. Yeah, but.
In Kenya, have we had any, or
it's funny because
has it ever happened?
I haven't seen before, but I get a lot of messages from queer singers on DMs who are like, I can sing, I can perform, but I'm afraid of how I'm going to like express myself or I'm going to be perceived. How did you do it? And so I feel like no, I haven't seen it yet. I feel like,
but I think that's why I think if someone is honestly like just like an open book and they don't just hide their personality or what they like, potentially, because now it doesn't even matter anymore. Because I think even like when you're reaching out for the interview, I was like, don't think I'll say no to an interview just because because you're queer, or you say that like LGBT. No, that's your thing. Whatever you do for fun, like that's just your thing.
Sure.
And even if I wanted, how am I supposed to control that? Am I supposed to like, wait, nani, we ukionekana kwa bed ya Trevor? Never. There's no deal ever again. No, those are things like, those are personal. And like you said,
but
people...
But I've still gotten support from even the mainstream, regardless. I feel like the ones that have supported me, the ones that I've mentioned, it's not a conversation we have, but at the back of the mind, they know, and like, because of how I present myself, but they still... treat me well. Still,
have you dated
love.
Any guy from mainstream?
No. Oh my God, I can't even say yes if I did. But
I'm just,
even if I did, I don't think I'd be able to just like talk about it.
Yeah, even my assistant saying she would want to know.
Oh my God, I have a lot of friends.
You don't have to say, because you won't say their name, but I'm
not. Yeah, I'm not name dropping.
Because when you're saying like if we've even had like support from mainstream artists and. Remember from the qualities when I asked, you said what was the first thing? Support.
Supportive.
Yeah.
Support.
So you see where this is going.
I have very good friends in the mainstream, like who have grown to become even my personal friends. Yeah, like
do you think
verified accounts?
Do you think verified accounts?
Yeah,
blue checks.
Like verified accounts as in view stories zako, imagine.
Okay.
So I know I've built like a nice connection with some people in the mainstream.
That's good.
It's really it's an honor, but it's friendship and like just help and just people who want the best for you. Because I want to have my own identity as an artist.
That's good.
My own identity as an artist.
But that's what I'm saying. I think you have much more even personality-wise that you
as an entertainer
that you don't put out there. So if you put it, the more you put it out there, the more I think you can connect with a lot of people. Because now it's not even about like sexuality anymore. It's like Trevor is like just
It's
he's just like
I'm
a cool
just out
dude.
here being myself.
He's doing music,
Yeah.
Evo,
Yeah,
without
it's
seeing
not about
anything else.
Exactly,
You see,
because
because even for me, like let's say for me, people would see me for my personality.
yeah.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't know if
And that's the
I
first
slept
thing.
with like a petite chick
Yeah,
yesterday
exactly.
or a big girl.
And
so
that's why it's so hard for us because when you
Get
start
tied
when you
to-
start talking about these things, they start putting you in that box. You know, that's why when we're talking about LGBTQ, I was like, I don't need to conform in a certain
Yeah.
group just because of my sexuality
Yeah.
or like support it. I was like, you don't need to call me an advocate just because I'm openly queer. I'm not an advocate, but I'm just who I am and I'm doing my thing and it doesn't matter. Like this is just like this is like made basic things they have and I'm glad that our generation is so understanding and that this new generation, like even in campus, I was always who I am and they always knew me and I had very like nice supportive friends and it was just very different. Like I was always so flashy and like I could dress, I had my little but
You're just doing your thing.
Yeah, and I was just myself, and I've always been myself, and it's not about my sexuality. It's just about
What do you think
me.
about now those people
My personality.
who are closeted, but that's like the lifestyle that they enjoy?
I don't understand how someone could enjoy living a double life or like living.
Sounds like too much work to me.
Yeah. I don't think they actually enjoy it. They just I don't know. Okay, some people enjoy it because some people. But for me, it's easier because I'm a naturally, maybe sometimes like I'm feminine, so like I'm not like so feminine, but I could be a little extra. So it's like okay for me. But there are queer people who are very like they have like very normal. They're like very like you could actually think they're straight, but they're not. So those are the ones that are very comfortable being in the closet. But they still know what they do, but it doesn't matter, so it shouldn't matter.
So now, let's say for maybe young boys who are like in school and they feel, because even such things even lead to like suicide. People who just stressed the fuck out because of living a double life and everything. And I think you've seen, even in the recent past, there's some people who've taken their own lives because of just not being able to come out with their identity. Yeah,
there's always like a very high suicide rate from like queer people,
and
like,
I think
or,
especially
like,
men.
And men, especially because you grow up in a world where people are telling you you're not supposed to be yourself, but again at the same time they're telling you to be yourself. So it's crazy. It's just about you finding yourself, and I'm glad. I found myself when I was young, and it wasn't easy. Sometimes, like I could just why me? Like why? I just ask God, why am I like this? Like that moment
questioning everything.
And the moment you try to like change and strain away from it, that's when you even become stronger and worse. And the pressure gets worse. So so sometimes you just like have to enjoy just like being yourself, and
we still have time, don't worry.
And just like enjoy being yourself, and the world is just going to like when you're yourself, you're going to be around people and circumstances that are accepting or whatever. So I don't put myself in compromising situations and environments. I'm very careful. Like I'm just, like I
Is there a place that you found hate,
where I am,
like you can say openly, like people just didn't like you because
of my sexuality? Have I had apart from the way I used to get bullied in high school and growing up, I don't think I've experienced like a direct homophobic situation ever in my life.
You say Kenyans are more open-minded right now.
Okay, there was a time, especially millennials. Like in my personal life, like I've realized that our generation is like very open-minded, and like we are just okay. We have gay friends, straight friends, but we don't like, we're just like friends. You know, even in high school, like we just knew, you know, they're a couple, they're a lesbian couple, they're a gay couple, and it was okay. And it was just like we were just like
Do you have any lesbian friends?
It's normal. I'm sure.
No?
I'm sure in everyone's circle we all
no.
have. We all have.
They all?
We. Maybe you don't know.
Yeah,
them.
Maybe you don't know. In Nairobi, they always say
in every 10 people.
Nairobi women, it's either bipolar or bisexual.
God.
You've never heard that?
Bipolar and bisexual is almost like the same thing.
No, but it's just interesting that I think like the generations are changing, and even you see even
the world is becoming more.
There's something that was happening in court. I can't remember what exactly it was, but it took a screenshot. Was it like about registering
about
like
the
LGBT?
NGO.
Yeah, and there's something. There was a discussion. I don't know exactly the details, so I don't want to butcher the topic of discussion. What exactly it was, but I think they're saying like they can register for something or something. I can't remember.
I think like we live in a civilized world right now, but everything takes time before it gets there. We're going to get to a point where, like diversity and inclusion is going to be, like a human right and whatever. Like it's going to. I believe like one day we're going to get there because everything is just a matter of time. I understand that Africans have this mentality and all that. But I feel like the new generation and the new world and the new, the way people are getting more educated, you get to realize that, this is just science. It's things that you're not in control with. You're never, ever, ever, ever going to ever like end homosexuality or like queer, no matter what you do. Like it's humanity, it's evolving, it's the world. It's just the world doing its natural process and like natural selection. And it's just diversity is part of us. So the sooner we just accept living with one another,
the
regardless
easier it should be.
Yeah, the easier it's going to be than like complicating things. Yeah, because right now the reason actually I said I don't even go to church anymore. I'm a spiritual person, not religious. Is because the church has made it very clear that I'm not welcome there. That they are, like the church is the number one that's fighting. Like they're like, oh, like they treat you like the devil himself, and it's like, oh my God, who have I killed? Who have I hurt? It's just like because I have a crush on that boy.
They'll be like, hey, huyo kijana Trevor, asikuja hapa, ataharibu vijana wengine.
So like just in general, like the queer people don't feel welcomed in like chat spaces. And whenever they go, they feel very discriminated and very. Like you just can't be yourself. You just think there's no space for you here.
Yeah.
And who are you to do that? Like even God himself, like even Jesus himself wouldn't do that, But Christians think they know better, But there are good Christians and all that. But that's why I just decided to like just stick with my God and my spirituality, and just not. And even, just not do a lot of like fellowship things, whatever, because at the end of the day, it's my personal relationship with my higher self, my
That's
creator.
the most important thing.
That's the most important.
Now, another question would be like, who are people, let's say, of course, like guys now, who you'd say, of course, like locally, who are gay, and you can see like they've just been open to push their brands, and they're doing well, and you can say like kudos to these guys because they actually do their thing.
I love what Dennis Karuri has done. He's also my personal friend. Well, we haven't talked in a while, but yeah.
Shout out to Dennis.
Shout out Dennis, yeah.
It's a makeup artist, right?
Yeah.
He's good, yeah.
So he's one of the people that have...
He's very bold.
Yeah, he's very fluid with his sexuality, and he's just himself, and he's very... he's just like... he's really himself, and he's loved. He doesn't get backlash at all.
Yeah.
And he's doing his thing. He's successful.
I think it's just because him is just like on his own level.
Yeah, like look at Brian Shira. I know. Like,
is he gay?
Let's talk about Brian Shira.
He said he's not gay.
Shira.
He said,
so
Brian.
why? Because I mean, like, come on.
Didn't he say he's? Am I wrong, Eva? He said he's not gay.
He can say
why are you calling him gay? And
he can
said
say
he's not
what
gay?
he wants to say, but everyone else associates him like
Cause is it cause anarusha mkono? That's why you're saying he's gay. Is that what you're doing?
No, like that.
Why?
Maybe it's a big misconception. I don't know him personally.
Yeah.
I know Dennis. Him, I don't know. I don't know Brian Shearer personally.
But
he's just someone I see on social media, and I think that they're giving attention to the wrong kind of, because like there are people with real talents and real skills.
Yeah.
And he got even if whether he's gay or not, he got his publicity because of that, of like being pursued as one. That's how he even got there in the first place.
Because people thought he's gay.
Yeah, but his personality and everything.
I think he just loves his alcohol. He
but
goes
also
live and does his
whatever
thing.
he does is, I don't think he's the most straight person. Like whatever he does, even on his IG lives and like whatever he talks about,
he has never done or said. Has he ever said or done anything?
No, my God, haven't you seen him on?
But I don't watch
on lives with other boys talking about he was actually forcing a straight guy to like be with him. Okay, so he has been.
Oh, I think I remember that, Nini. I think that was just a funny video that I was seeing. Paka the guy was like, "Hey, wait, relax."
He has done that a lot. So you see, it's something that he did for publicity.
Yeah, but what do you think about him, like branding wise and everything?
And now he's branding himself as and it's bringing so much negativity to other queer people who have genuine talent and genuine intentions and want to have like an identity.
So you're saying Brian is not talented?
Yeah, so Brian is...
he might watch this clip now and you know what he'll do.
I mean, he's not talented. He's not...
You don't think Brian Shearer is talented?
I feel he has a personality that he's using in a wrong way, but I don't feel like...
He has potential for something?
He has potential. He has potential, but I haven't seen his talent. I don't know if he's talented yet. I don't know.
You wait till he sees the clip and then...
He actually has...
Apigeka double gene.
Yeah, so my thing is, why is he famous? Why is everyone focusing on him? He's like one of those people who are just famous for being famous and famous for, the way he has branded himself.
But you know why? Because,
like as a queer person.
Like even when I asked for top 5, you mentioned Dennis. Dennis does like a lot of great work.
Yeah.
But also Brian came up.
Yeah.
So means he's still somewhere like in there. Yeah. He's flying somewhere around.
Flying somewhere
around.
Landed. Okay, but he's like spoiling the whole thing because we only want our attention to be like successful. Like we only want the queer people that are being that are shining out there.
No, but even for straight people, we have crazy people as well.
Merits,
No. It can't be perfect.
Because now everyone like we are a minority. So like we get associated with the one that represents you.
The one who's very vocal online. Yeah, the one who's vocal.
So we only kind of represent like everyone, and it's I don't know. I just feel like that's the influence the internet has right now. So they're giving the wrong person attention. I feel like they should just give us a nice, decent. Just a nice, decent, classy
put out
person.
Music. Put out some music.
Just doing good things.
Put out some music.
Yeah.
Put out some music. Because he's literally just doing his thing, and I think he's going in a wrong direction. But he'll as long as he figures out what he's good at, he could potentially be like somebody who can grow into.
But again,
a whole different person.
But again, it could just be for that, because if you have no talent, your fame will fade. I feel like that. It's like the same thing with Shakila. It's just a hype. Remember, Shakila was like also a thing at some point in 2020, and now who talks about her right now? So I feel like the same thing with Brian Shearer. Yeah, it might fade out. But when you have like some real talent, real essence, something that you can actually use to prove yourself and like get accepted by the people who would like normally hate, but sasa wewe wanakupenda, why? But because I understand that there are gay people who are very loved by everyone else in the industry. a lot.
Give me 3 more names. We stopped at Brian, so shout outs to him though.
Okay.
3 people like branded themselves
God.
out there, and they really
just people who like are openly and like are really like inspiring. Chimano, I love him. He should be number one. Even though he has never acknowledged me. I have met him. He knows I sound like him and all that. And he really like love. He just shows me love. He just hugs me. He hugged me the first thing. I didn't even know he knew me, but when he was in that event and I showed up at the VIP and he was like, "Oh, Trevor," and I was, "Oh my God, you know me." So I was like, so even that you can umiza zaidi. I'm like, so these people know, so they know me, so they have seen me, they have seen what I do, they have whatever.
But maybe they're waiting you to grow into something
that's what has
because you're still finding your lane.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I should see it that way because I'm like, I thought we are here to lift each other up and all that. But to me, I feel like
how many other people maybe reach out to him for?
No, I feel like maybe he sees me as a threat.
Wow.
As a competition.
Okay.
Maybe one day. Who
I didn't
knows?
say it. I didn't say it.
I mean, sometimes you just have to like look at it the way it is sometimes because I feel like Kenyan artists, they have so much capability to like put someone up, but they don't because
it's not a Kenyan thing. Because other people, I think other people have said it before. Like other places, you'll always see like somebody sees potential, they take you under their wing, and they try to teach you the ropes. But in general, in Kenya, not so many people do that.
Not so many people do that, especially people who are able to.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's because they maybe they only want to dominate, maybe. But I understand that they are not angels. That they are the ones who will decide my success. And
if you're good at what you do, trust me, it will still, regardless of whether the gatekeepers try and keep you out or nini.
Or no,
so we've mentioned like a couple, but now I'll ask you also, because you haven't been able to fill that list of 5 people now. Who do you think are like 5 hot chicks that you can just say that are online that? Because of course, like for you, I'm sure style, how they're pretty, all those things that you can appreciate, like also like in women.
In the mainstream.
Stars, like, this
like
one is
stars.
like someone who just stands out.
Like most of them are not even like the most. Okay,
they are Kenyan.
They are very beautiful, and I'm going to mention the ones that I actually have a personal friendship with. Jackie V, Awinja, basically known as Awinja.
Yeah.
Oh, she's such a gem. In real life.
She's also a comedian, kind of.
Yeah, she's a comedian.
She was doing the Tusker brand ambassador.
Yeah, brand ambassadorship.
Oh,
but she also does.
She didn't post something with a bikini recently. I think that's what popped like on my Twitter.
Yeah, but Awinja did.
Yeah. Not unless I'm wrong.
Her birthday. She was
did,
in
right?
Diani.
Yeah. And I was like, because I always see her in the costume for
so you should actually see
acting comical. So I was like, hey, okay,
you should see her in real life. Like she's very like beautiful. Like she knows she's very
nice
stylish. She's a nice person.
I've always seen her in character,
oh my God.
So I don't know her personality and everything.
We had like an event where we both showed up wearing the same thing. Like from top to bottom, we had the same thing, and I took out to my plan, and then we had to like take photos together and all that. And then now, we became friends like that.
Nice.
But
okay, so that's amazing. Number 1.
Number 2? Jackie V. Who else? I love.
Because if it's stylish and fashion, of course, some of Kenyan women who really do stand out there with fashion, swag, and everything. And, I'm sure you respect that as well.
Yeah. I feel like artists in general, all of them, they usually try as much as they can in terms of
we can't just say all of them.
But
we need 5.
Let me shout out Amina Rabar also. Because I've also met her. I've been on the trend. And she's also like really nice. Akona Ropo. Like, I don't know why people have this perception of her. They used to hear stories. But in real life, she's very good and very beautiful. Very stylish too. She never wears her clothes twice.
Ish.
Never.
Okay, Amina, respect that.
Twice. Yeah. I love Jackie. I'm mentioning the ones I know in real life.
Mention even the ones you don't know. I'm sure because,
Okay.
there are people who are out there, even though you don't have a personal relationship with them. I
But
think
look
that's what
up
we're
to-
saying.
I love
like,
Karun. I love her song,
Karun
her
is
songs, her sound. She's also one of the artists that I look forward to actually, like maybe meeting
Karun is
one day
special.
or meeting. Just like even we can just meet and talk, just have a conversation. You don't even need to have
Never
like,
met her in
music.
person.
I haven't met Karun. I have met.
You know
Fee.
Karun? Okay.
I have met Fee,
Well,
and Fee is so nice. Also,
Fee?
Fee is the one that has sung. Oh my gosh, she has very. Zimepotea kwa akili yangu, but
New
she's-
song though?
No, she
Ama
used to be back in the days, but I think she's going to like come back. She used to be.
She had
I
like
think-
that same style for like
Yeah.
Zenia Manasseh, Karun
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
vibe.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
Mm.
Yeah, and then she potead, but she's going to come
Maybe
back.
she took a break or something.
Yeah.
Karun is very, very talented.
Yeah, Karun is very talented. So Fee was also part of the Nexus projects. Yeah, so I don't know a lot of
One more.
female.
Even if it's not music, maybe just their fashion and style and swag.
Oh my God, maybe internationally.
Locally. You said
Ah,
give props
locally.
locally. Just give one more pass. There's no other pass female who can say they're fashionable on it. Cause modeling and fashion, those are things that are just different, on their own.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like those
my God,
style icons.
I love Fenagitu and her. She has a fashion cloth line called Denry. I think it's
hers.
yeah.
Denry.
Yeah.
It is.
Fashion Fenagitu. It's either she has or she has a big partnership.
Or kind of something
But-
going on with them.
Yeah, but I love what they do there. I love their products and like I get them.
Fena is definitely
Yeah, and
dope.
Fena, because I think even when Denry started, Fena is the one who even used to deliver like things herself. She even used to have a channel where she used to deliver like Denry like products to people herself. Like ye mwenyewe anapeleka kwa nyumba za watu. She had a YouTube channel, that's why, and it's like her thing, I think. But
Okay.
it's either hers or like she has
like affiliations with
like
the brand.
affiliations. But I feel like, I look forward to that. And that she's also someone I've met in real life. Yeah,
And she's
she's
cool.
very supportive. And
Fena
very
is cool. She's just
Yeah.
good vibes.
Very good vibes.
Good energy.
Yeah, because I also look forward to also having a cloth line one day soon. Who knows? We
Nice.
can have a Trevor Victor cloth line.
You just never know. You never know. But
Yeah,
I think we've touched. Can you see how long that podcast episode has been?
2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
And I could go on all night.
and it can go on and on. But I do want to definitely
Yeah.
say I appreciate your time, and I would want to do like definitely like a follow up probably
Yeah.
next year or
Yeah,
something, because
sure.
this is
When we
very
have more developments.
Of course. Even if you don't listen, once you're in this podcast, you're always being
we're
called for part
family.
2.
I would love that.
Whatever is going on,
I
you
would
can.
love that.
You have something that you want to promote. You call me, and of course, Eva is
Yeah.
there, my assistant. You can always reach out to her
Sure.
anytime.
Sure.
Tell I have this going on. I'd
Yeah.
like to come and just even do like if it's a
Yeah.
1
I'm
hour
just
thing.
so glad you guys responded and
No.
we were
I mean
able to
that-
make this happen.
We definitely just try and reach out to very unique individuals.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
people just are bold and
Yeah.
they're pursuing what, even there's some
Yeah.
people come and they're still
like
a bit
still
shy
trying to
of
figure
being
it
in the
out.
mic
Ah,
or even
yeah.
they have
Camera.
they're not sure where their brand is going.
Yeah.
But after a year now they look back at the clip, they're like, wow, do you remember when I was talking about this and now I'm doing this and I have this going
wow.
on?
I love
So
that. I
I
love
think
that.
that's the most beautiful thing
Yeah,
about
to
the
grow.
podcast and the guests who always come back.
Wow.
And you'll see
And
in
it's,
every
it's,
episode.
it's a journey. Yeah, It's
Definitely.
going to be a journey.
It's not
And,
about just interviewing
yeah.
superstars and people who are famous. No, I like people who are still growing,
personality, yeah.
and I grow with them
which
across
is the
the
most
journey.
important thing.
For sure, because you know
Yeah.
their humility.
Yeah.
You see them growing as a person
You're
and
right.
as a brand,
Yeah.
and I think that's special. So
Thank you so much for this platform, and you're also doing a good job with
I appreciate it.
everything. Like all the conversations are just very meaningful. I can't even pick my favorite. Yeah, but yeah, people should just like check out this Kisscapade. It's amazing.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the props. But anyway, what else do you have going on? And No, even before we go to that, before you give me like a promo of like what you have going on, what's the one thing that if you get right now, it will give you fulfillment or it would make you happy? And you can't say boyfriend or girlfriend.
Money.
Or money.
I mean,
Okay.
money all time, all day.
Money.
Yeah. Money is the one thing that will give me fulfillment and everything, like happiness. I was being asked like money or happiness the other day.
And you said money. Money, any day.
Yeah, I mean, I said like that money will buy happy. Oh no, they were asking money.
You said
love,
money will, do you think
happiness.
money can buy happiness?
Money can buy love. No, they were asking money or love, not happiness.
Money or love?
Yeah.
So you said?
I said money because money can buy love,
You
actually.
think so?
Yeah.
Wait, have I just reposted something here? Let me just see. I posted something.
I think money can buy love.
Okay, so I don't know if guests can hear this, but let me just play it.
Okay.
And this is someone who's worth $350 million. So hold on. Let me see if you can.
Having a certain amount of money doesn't bring happiness at all.
Play it again.
You're saying that having a certain amount of money doesn't bring happiness at all? Because I would actually disagree with that.
You can disagree with it if you want to. But money has nothing to do with your happiness. The world is constantly moving up and down. You have to keep equanimity in mind. The happy homeless guy is shitting all over your rich ass because he's going to check out and you're going to check out. None of y'all niggas going to make it live. They're never going to give you anything that's going to make you any more or less happy. I'm sorry if that depresses you.
You're saying that...
Yeah, so... there are a lot of people who do say that, but I can kind of understand a bit because I think a lot of people mistake and think that money is what brings you happiness automatically if you get it. But no. I think you need to build yourself as a person first of all, so that if money comes,
you still
you understand like what exactly you're supposed to do with this money.
Who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Know yourself first of all, so that if money comes, it's just a plus. If you're a good person and good vibes and everything, you'll still be that times 10.
Exactly.
But can you imagine if you're an asshole and then you get money? Where does that take you?
Like now, even like a more. It's going to like expose you now.
Times 10. You're going to be a horrible person.
Yeah.
And even somebody was saying like if you're always like depressed, sad and all those things, you might think money will feel that.
It can even...
It can't. Yeah. It won't. Because now you're just a depressed person with money.
With money.
And those are people now who actually take their lives.
Yeah, they have
like doing drugs, all
and
those
you're
things.
like, you're rich, you're famous, you're killing yourself.
Because you have to understand, once you get money, that's the only thing you are chasing. Your purpose is done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
so like
if you want a car, you can buy.
So nothing else is interesting.
Yeah, if you want to fly to whatever place you want, if you want shoes, you buy. So now life gets to a point where now you can buy everything. And then once you buy everything, now what next? Your life loses meaning completely. Yeah. But anyway, to each his own. That's just me saying.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, I still think that, a lot of people would choose money. I would.
I know a lot of people would choose money. I know.
Yeah, because
I understand
money makes the world go round. You need money to breathe, to actually just do anything, to exist. Yeah, so anything else we're going to deal with later. But let's just have the money first and then what else now?
So now, anyway, tell people what you have going on, where they can find you on social media platforms. Before I just close it up. But thank you so much for coming to the podcast and also just being open to answering some of these questions. Because I also had someone who was here and they are definitely I don't want to say LGBTQ advocate. I won't say that again. She was a lesbian.
And she was just openly.
She was just open, queer. And I'm asking her questions.
Queer.
She was just answering. So now if I have now a male perspective as well, that's also
I saw
very...
Actually,
You saw that, eh?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't... I saw it. I didn't agree with everything that she said.
Oh, really?
At some point.
Like what? Hold on. Before we finish this episode. Hold on. Okay, now Elsie, this is for you now. We have to go to Dreamland.
Do you remember what you guys talked about?
Everything, yeah.
What did you guys talk about?
In terms of her being a lesbian, just being young and she knew from the word go when she was
Okay.
young. But
Yes.
something specific. There must be something specific because, like, we're talking about, like, probably a
I think
2-hour
there was-
podcast.
there was some point you talked about like how was it, like the way the world, it's like we choose to be like that. I don't know, like
She said, can you remember the exact quote about
yeah,
the, can I open that?
it's it's a choice. It was about choice. It was like we are choosing to be this way.
You guys, like gay people choosing to be gay.
Yeah.
Let
But
me see.
I think she said something like, it's like we didn't choose to be this way, but maybe we
I
chose the lifestyle.
I want to open that before. So, let me see.
It's someone who can
Yeah.
dream it so big. Homophobia sometimes is not actually someone hating us. It's someone who can't actually live their truth, and they're angry that us we're living our truth.
Oh.
And what do you think about a country
That was
like
beautiful.
Uganda, where they're just like, yo?
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know
it was
that
the
famous
Uganda
guy
thing.
who started the interview with like, yo,
Are you gay?
are you gay? Why are you gay?
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
having
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
Oh my God, that thing will always hit.
Like homosexuality, the thing is people don't understand. It's always been there. Like,
Have you
it's-
been to Uganda?
Yes,
You
I've been
have?
to Tororo. I have family in Tororo.
Yeah.
But I don't go there wearing a rainbow flag.
Yeah, you already know what's gonna happen. Yeah, so I mean, there's nothing crazy that
Yeah,
she,
maybe
you know.
I misunderstood
Yeah,
something.
probably.
but-
Or not
yeah.
unless you find the specific clip. We can always
Yeah,
go back
but
to
I
that
get it.
discussion
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
talk
But
about it as well.
She was so right. I wish we got into it like that, like talking about like the Ugandan thing, because there's just a lot
And still
about that too.
We'll still do part 2. Don't
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
No worries about that.
But
But yeah,
that
so
was-
tell
that was a
people what
very
you have
nice
going
podcast.
on.
Yeah. So
and anything that you want to promote also that's going on
Yeah.
with around you,
Yeah.
please feel free and
yeah,
we can
so-
always catch a part 2 and talk to the people.
Yeah, so you guys, hello. My name is Trevor Victor. You follow me on IG, Trevor Victor, everywhere else, TikTok, Trevor Victor, Facebook. Denny, Trevor Victor. It's probably a name you have heard before, or, it's probably something you have, come across, but, it will be a pleasure to, have you in my fan base. But, yeah, I'm a singer. I'm not going to be doing a lot of content. Just, follow me and see this stuff. Trevor Victor, everywhere. Thank you
Nice.
so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Hold on. So, the Kisscapades podcast is your gateway to holistic growth and personal transformation. Together, we'll unlock the secrets to living a life of health, wealth, love, and happiness. So make sure to tune in every week and join us as we explore the essence of what it means to truly thrive. And lastly, show us some love and support in our social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, basically all the social media platforms that support podcasting will definitely be there. Even with the short clips and reels, you can find us there. And lastly, don't be shy with feedback, suggestions, or any questions that you might have in regards to the episodes or our podcast. It's the Kisscapades podcast. Goodbye.